Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number 250. This is a celebratory, monumental, historic show, Cam.
Yeah, man, 250. Gosh dang. That's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of good ones, a couple bad ones sprinkled in there. Not too many.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty damn good. We've done pretty good. We've got a lot of good guests.
Not too many bad ones.
Not too many.
I focus more on when Cam is in a bad mood or he's very just offensive on a couple of occasions over the 250, you know. Yeah, you've had some moments.
I've had some moments, man.
But they're all good. Though. And then you apologize to me afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I do always apologize. I always look in the mirror and say, you got to be better. Be better.
What areas of life right now would you say, I want to be better?
Of my life?
Yeah, right now.
Drinking. You know.
Right off the bat, you say that.
Yeah, of course. Kate got pissed at me over the weekend. God. We don't have kids, okay? We do whatever the fuck we want. If we want to go to dinner, let's drop it a hat, put the dogs in a crate, let's go to dinner. We want this, want that. So I'm just like, I'm talking on the radio. I'm like, oh, we're going to do this weekend. I'm going to take the top off the Jeep, and I'm going to take Kate, and we're going to go to the Hawthorne Inn in Labadee, and we're going to kind of bounce around some bars, and we're going to have a good time. So I told Kate, maybe we'll do that Saturday night. But then my buddy texted me. He's like, my wife's gone, the kids are gone. My buddy Jason lives 3 acres, middle, we could do what you want out there. And I'm like, man, I never do anything without Kate. But my best buddy basically is like, hey, come over. We'll have a couple people over. We'll get our mind right. We'll shoot the shit. We'll play some music. We'll fucking cruise around.
And you
already
already made plans with her to go to where?
Just to a restaurant. That's kind of out in the middle of the country.
And you're going to break the plans to go with your buddy's house.
We don't have, listen, again, I do everything with Kate. I don't really do anything without her besides like stuff like near me, It's not like we're going to goddamn Cougar Brio where I'm sniffing around with my buddies and we're dressed up. No. I'm in fucking shorts and tennis shoes, and we're gonna go hang out in his backyard and shoot the shit and get our mind right. And so she was pissing me about that. But then I go to my buddy's, and he's got these chocolate bars.
You went?
Yeah.
And you left her at home?
Yeah, and she's gonna be okay.
Was she calling you all
No,
night
she's
long?
like, get out, just go then. I'm like, okay, I am. I'm like, I know. And I'm like,
Okay,
yeah, I am. Like, I'm not staying here with you. Like, I know you're pissing me. Just let me go fucking do my thing. It's petty.
What time did you get home?
Well, let me explain.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, hey, you got those fucking chocolate mushroom things, So like people, and this is kind of common now, like you get a little chocolate bar and it's got some,
It's like
microdosing, but we didn't microdose. So he had these things, and I'm like, dude, let's fucking get on this. Like, let's go. Like the kids are gone. Let's chill. No, it's just me and you. I go, let's play some tunes and let's turn off all the lights and stare at the sky because we're in the middle of the woods. You could see fucking shooting stars. You could see, dude, we ate so much of this. And like, I hated it because like you eat chocolate. I'm not used to eating chocolate like that. And I was like, I'm trying to get it down with water. I'm like, let's get our minds right and let's do our thing. Dude, it rocked us. It rocked us, man. And I'm like, we're sitting there jamming out to like PPK, Resurrection, these old school techno. And we were just watching fucking crazy shit in the sky for like 4 hours. And I'm like,
what kind of crazy stuff?
Dude, we ate a ton of it.
Yeah, but
which is dangerous.
What are you seeing? Because I saw some crazy things too, if you want me to tell you about
nothing
something
scary.
Crazy.
Nothing scary.
I saw a UFO, just so you know.
Oh, I saw 50 of them that night.
No, we probably saw the same one.
I was talking to aliens that night. No, seriously. And we felt great. Like it was a good feeling. I was able to sleep that night. It's not a weird rush. And I'm not telling people to do it, but they're out there now. I think they sell them. You can get them pretty easily. It was a cool thing. They're great for concerts. They're great for music.
Legal, dude.
You want to be
out recreationally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to be outside when you're on them. But I'm like, Kate's already pissed at me. And I'm like, I'm going to spend a night here. She's like, fuck you are. I go, you got to come get me then. So she just was pissed, but I was not fucking driving home.
I'm going to spend the night.
I'm like, I'm just going to sleep on his couch. I'm not driving home. Like, fuck, I can't see.
How far away is he?
It's not that far.
Take an Uber, dude.
It doesn't work that way. We are way the fuck out there, man. I'm like, get an
Uber
to go.
There's no Ubers out there?
Man, I'm not fucking getting an Uber
way
out in like Franklin County.
He's going to tell his wife to go pick him up, that he won't take anybody in the right mind would get an Uber.
We're out in the middle of the woods, man. Stop, dude. That's ridiculous.
They have Ubers out there.
So anyway, she was pissing me about that, but I don't get to do that kind of stuff. And it was just like a guy's thing. He's one of my best buddies, and we sat there like fucking and just stared at the sky for 4 fucking hours, and it was fantastic until Kate had to pick me up, and she was a little pissy. But it's all good, man.
So she took the option to come get you?
Yeah.
And how far away from your house?
7 miles. Not far.
Yeah,
you've been there. I think you've been to his house.
They have Ubers out there.
Andy,
and I'm just telling you,
motherfucker. I don't have kids. She can come get me. It's all good. She can come get me on that situation. Or I'll just crash on the couch. Oh, you don't want to be that? Fine, come get me.
See, if I was all fucked up and I'm at my buddy's house and she's pissed off at me, and I say I can't even drive home, you have to come get me, then that's fucking that's the end of the night right there.
I get you.
That's something that carries over to the next day.
Oh yeah, no, it did.
So the easiest situation is to Uber, hope that she's sleeping, you sneak in up home, you can just get in the house and it's all good.
She doesn't sleep if I'm out there, so it's all good. But I don't do that often. I don't. Again, I don't hang out with that many people anyway, man, unless like we're going to a thing together or whatnot. So it was just a little guy's thing, man. We got fucked up. It's all good, baby. She picked me up, fell asleep. Got up the next day, got her some breakfast. We're okay. I mean, literally 7 minutes down the road, like we're okay. Like if you and I tell her this too, and I love her to death, and she takes care of me. And listen, Kate has been through a lot with me. You know the story I told last time, holding my goddamn hand when I'm going to the bathroom because I couldn't crap for 4 days. Like that girl's been there for me. It's been a rocky ride. It's been a lot smooth now.
I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I know she's that is very visual situation.
What's that
you just created there?
It was horrible. No, man, if you know, you know. I got so many messages from people jammed up on this shit, so they get what I'm saying. My girl was there for me. But right now, like, she's got it pretty good. I don't put her on the spot. We don't do anything. So that was my time to go hang out with my buddy, get fucked up a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm like, come get me, and then it's okay.
You don't do, like, Cam's not in the Friends Investors group where you meet every Tuesday night and you smoke cigars and you go over
play
investments.
cards.
You're not doing that.
Not doing that
You're
stuff.
not playing basketball once a week. You're not in the fantasy football league.
No.
You're not playing poker.
I'm not.
You're not even playing pickup hockey right now.
Okay,
I do. So you're with her like every
all the
day.
time.
Yeah. So
it's
needs to let
exactly.
you, but you can't do it, Cam, right after you make plans to take her to dinner.
Well, that's the bitch of it. And I fucked that up, and I apologized to her a million times. And so it's like, but on the other hand, like if Kate, and again, she's been through a lot with me, so like, but if Kate went to a party and she sat in a circle with all her friends and they're talking about their life and they're talking about their husbands. And if Kate said the worst things about me to them, like, oh, this is what I have to deal with to her friends, they'd laugh in her fucking face. They would laugh.
You think your problems aren't
nothing
as severe as
no. What do you mean? We don't do any. I don't do anything.
So give me an example of like what the other wives are saying.
Well, fuck, Andy. They got 3 kids and maybe he's going out of town all the time. He's going on the golf trip over there or whatever the fuck it is. If Kate's like, we had plans and Cam went over to Jason's house 2 minutes down the road.
For the first time in 4 years.
For the first time in 2 years. They'd be like, yeah, what did he do? What did he do? Did he do something crazy? Well, no.
He made me pick him up.
He just went over there and I had to pick him up at 12. Well, God, did you have to work the next? Well, no. Well, did you have to get the baby? No.
Did you have to take the kids out of the house and put them in the car to go pick them up?
No. And so I think that her friends would be like, hey, you want to know what I have to deal with my fucking husband?
Robert
creeping around on me. Like, so she's got it pretty good. But again, it's still my fault for her to be like this because of all the shit that we've been through.
You got to find that balance.
She worries about me and, everything I do, like, revolves around what we're doing. So, like,
I got you. No, listen.
And here's another thing real quick.
Yeah.
I could snap my fingers and go hang out with somebody. I can call somebody and be, hey, I'm coming over. And I have friends that just boom, 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 stop what they're doing. Like, for her to do what I can do with my friends, it's harder. The girls always have kids going on. Like, I feel like she's left out on things, and it makes me kind of sad because she has friends, but she's not. They don't invite her.
As your friends get older,
she's just not in their group anymore.
It's harder and harder and harder because that's what listen, that's what they have in common.
Yeah.
Her friends now become friends with her kids' parents.
Exactly.
And all
At the soccer game.
What I'm saying?
Yes, Andy. And Kate doesn't know them either. And so if she does, if Kate comes with me and we're hanging out with our buddy, like, we have fun.
Right.
If she goes and hangs out with her friends, it's like she hates it because all they do is talk about their kids. And she's just like, we're not doing anything.
My wife, listen, she gets together with 3 other girls.
Yeah.
like once every 3 weeks, maybe at least once a month, sometimes twice.
Yeah.
And they meet for dinner or whatever. One of them doesn't have kids, but she's so interested in everybody else, and her life is probably even more interesting than the rest of them.
Yeah.
I mean, what she's got going on, dude. So, I think there's a way to, I think they should start including Kate.
Well, Kate has friends in the neighborhood now, like older groups. The kids are older and stuff like that. Listen, let me tell you,
they got to hang out with the old folks.
When Kate hangs out with me and we do cool, fun shit. Like we're talking about cool stuff. Like it's more of a easy scene, and she's used to that because I took her everywhere, even with like 15 of my buddies. Like she's part of it, you know what I mean, for years. So she understands. We're entertaining, we're fun, even to her. But like people don't understand. They think talking about their kids is interesting, and to normal people, it's not. It's just not. If you don't have kids and you go to a party and all they do is talk about their kids, and you don't really know them, that like it's not interesting. Yeah. It's goddamn boring.
You think I talk about my kids?
I know, Ty, and we're talking hockey. That's a different story. I'm curious about what the fuck's going on with your kids because I'm invested in them.
Yeah.
But like most people, I don't really care.
I will say some people who, especially in our business. See, like I had a meeting one time with a former boss, and he said, "Hey, I want you guys to talk about your families and your kids more often because they think it's like relatable for people who are listening."
It is,
and there is.
But at a party,
but one of them just he doesn't have kids, wasn't married, didn't have kids, like in his like 50s.
Yeah,
and so he's like, I try to talk to him about it on the radio because the boss is like saying you need to start doing this, And he couldn't hold the conversation. He had no interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's just when you're at when I go to hang out with my buddies, we're fucking. Let's get on that side by side. Oh fuck, we see this thing. Blah 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 blah. Let's go cruise around. Check this out. Blah 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 blah. Hey, let me see that. There's just so many things to talk.
They're busy too. Listen,
the girls show up. They're like, my kid was so fussy. Here, look what he did. And then look at this other picture he did. And then just look at this. And the Kate's just like, fuck, give me what's Cam doing? I want to go hang out with him. So I feel bad for her, and I never want to put her on the spot like that and piss her off.
Look at this picture.
Look at this picture. I see it. Look at this one. Oh, same thing. Look at this one.
Did I show you the picture of Johnny on the slide?
You did. I saw him sliding.
Did I show you the picture when Johnny got ice cream on his shirt?
Yep. I saw that one. Terrific. And the other one, terrific.
Did
Unbelievable.
I show you when Johnny
Tell me more.
Had his headphones on?
Tell me more about him being fussy.
On the airplane when he had his
he didn't put his seatbelt on the one time, and I had to pull over and put it back on for him. Like, oh, cool. That's fucking awesome. No, it's not. I know in your world, like, that's everything you do. So, like, it's always on your mind. But, for her that doesn't have kids, she's just like, So she's just in a tough spot when it comes to that. But anyway, it's all good, man.
Well, she's more than welcome to come hang out with us whenever she wants.
It's all good, dude. She's okay. Like, I'm not fucking going on. I mean, I turned down a lot of things just to not put her on the spot.
Did I show you Johnny on his bike?
No, yeah, I did. It's the same fucking thing I saw. You posted it 50 times on Facebook. I saw it. I gave you a like. Don't worry. But, like, just little things, man, I just turned down just to, I don't want.
Well, I'd like to find something for you to do once a week now. I'm just trying to find what that because now you got to condition Kate to know that like you got to have your free time. Cam, it's very important that you have your.
I need to get the fuck
away, and I know you get to go to work and do shit like that.
But I'm around people.
You probably get more of it than she does,
dude. I'm never alone.
You want to join like the softball team or anything?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't want to. Nah, I mean I would, but
they play. What's getting big is. Ball hockey, like floor hockey.
I don't like getting whacked in my feet, man. I like skating. Like the best part about hockey is skating. The skating aspect. I don't want to run. You know what I mean?
Golf. Skating's you even golf with Kate.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, I gotta really get to the bottom of this.
Kate and I do everything together.
I'm. This is called in the business of like.
I think I created a monster that we hung out too much, and now she can't.
This is called getting to the source. Cam.
Fuck me.
This is what we call that when we're doing like psychology and. Different things in the medical field.
I will go into the other room and she doesn't even know what she's doing. And she'll walk in. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, can I just sometimes I like to listen to the podcast. I like to listen to my radio show, see what the fuck I said. And I don't want her hearing it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me get into the other room. And,
So you put your
I put my headphones on. Then she'll ask me a question from the other room. And I'm like, I can't hear you.
You know, I read today that keeping AirPods in for an hour creates 700 times the amount of bacteria that goes inside your ear.
Whatever.
So I mean, I'm just
you jump in a creek.
No,
I'm
telling you,
go underwater
700 times the bacteria that goes into your ear.
Oh, did you hear? Man, I was Randy Naughton, who works at TV. She posted a picture, and I forgot that these exist in Missouri, and they do. A fucking hardcore. I'm trying to see if you want to guess.
Yeah, because I'll probably get
it. It's in the same category as a spider and stuff like that.
A recluse, a tarantula.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's not a spider. What do you think it is? She found at the Lake of the Ozarks in her cooler 2 of them. What do you think it is?
Well, it's not a long leg.
No.
Okay.
Those don't do anything to you anyway.
I'm just saying,
just so you know, don't be stupid on this.
No,
be
tarantula.
Serious.
It would be.
Tarantulas aren't in Missouri.
Brown recluse.
No, it's not a spider.
Okay.
It's similar to it's arachnid, but it's not a spider. What is it?
Well, let's give me a second here because it's not.
What is it?
It's not a snake.
Andy, why would I bring this up about a fucking snake?
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
What do you think it is?
I'm thinking of different things. I don't want you to tell me because you are.
A lot of them in a desert.
Well, it's not a crocodile who can't stick their tongues out, by the way.
Is a crocodile an arachnid?
No, I'm just saying.
And fucking be serious. Use your brain. Fuck yeah, it's a scorpion. Thank you, Brody. Good God, I can't even have a trivia with him.
He doesn't just about to say that.
You have no idea. I was just about
to say that. You're talking about deserts and stuff.
And my dad. I was talking about today. And my dad texted me. He goes, "Dude, remember I got fucking stung by a scorpion at the lake when we were young?
What does a scorpion truly look like?
A scorpion look like?
Like I'm just trying to envision it. Yeah.
It's got the tail that wraps around with the pointer, and it's got the claws.
How big? How big?
This big, about 4 inches.
So she found it in her
cooler, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Scorpions in Missouri.
Yeah, I don't go down
They'll
there.
fuck you up. So imagine
what would it do? It would bite you.
It's like a brown recluse. You'd have to go to the hospital. I think you got to get your blood drained or something. But they'll fuck you up.
Do you know that when you sleep, Cam, throughout your lifetime, that you swallow spiders? You swallow at least 10 spiders?
Yeah, I probably have.
And like hundreds of insects.
I don't know about hundreds, Andy.
No, it's throughout the course of your life.
I know. I get you, especially if you live way out yonder like I do. There's a lot of spiders, and they'll crawl in your mouth because it's wet, it's moist, and it's warm. That's what they look for. But you can't think about that.
My wife hates the word moist.
So does mine. And she hates horny when I say horny.
Oh, she doesn't like that?
No.
The first time she was in the hospital having a baby, the doctor kept asking her if she was moist, dude. And she was like, please, I want you to stop asking that. Oh, my God. He would ask that question when he'd come in, and I'm like, I know she's got to be hating that he's asking her that because she does not like that word.
Were you like, excuse me, doc?
So finally, I just like said it out loud. I'm like, hey, she doesn't like that word.
Were you like, I can get her moist?
I'm like, and I don't like you asking my wife that.
Oh, hi. Are you moist yet? I don't know. What are we doing?
She won't be listening to this edition. Yeah, I'll tell you that.
Do you watch your favorite soccer player, Megan Rapinoe?
Oh, I saw.
Fuck up.
Can we talk? Well, we'll talk about that. But Messi's like making the MLS look like it's like the worst level of soccer.
It's the 6th best league in the world. It's like me playing in the fucking
the Spanish
league.
English league.
Yeah, the English league.
Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And think about that. That's the 6th best league.
And that would be like right now, Ovechkin going over and playing
in the league in Nottingham,
in England.
It's like Ovi he'd score 6 goals a game.
So he's just coming over here scoring every game. That team is like valued over $1 billion. That's the business to get into, I guess, is the MLS. But nobody else is going to attract those type of players.
Listen, I tried to get into it here, and I heard going to the game is pretty cool. Watching it on TV. So we got a new MLS team here in St. Louis, and it's on Apple.
Yeah, I've never seen a game.
I've never seen a game. But the rink or the stadium's brand new. It's packed every single night. Mm-hmm. The fans are kind of nerdy and dorky a little bit.
Well, everyone turns into English Premier fans.
And like the nerdy version.
They bang drums and shit.
The people across the sea, they're like cool fans. They're fucking hardcore. Yeah. They're hooligans.
Their ancestors
They'll fight
did
you.
That,
yes.
You know?
The ones here,
their upbringing.
They think that they're like that. I'm going to wear a scarf and me. I'm like, do what you got to do.
A scarf, it's like 95 degrees outside.
And they stand the whole time. and they stand in different sections.
Might as well wear a Canada Goose.
People complain because if you bring the elderly or you bring a kid that's not very tall, you can't see a goddamn thing. Now, there's other parts of the stadium where people do sit, but if I'm going to a game, I don't want to fucking stand.
It's a very cool stadium. I'm going to a game coming up on the 20th, so I'm gonna
bring Chloe for sure.
Oh, I am.
That's what you do.
I actually took her to see the USA women's team. We'll talk about that when they were here a few months ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. I mean, the stadium's great, but like they do stand and they do go crazy, and I have a hard time just getting into it in general. I couldn't tell you anybody on the team. I don't know who's on the team.
I know a couple dudes.
Well, I've interviewed a couple of them when they came to the games. They're all cool as shit.
Yeah, they're all cool. They all got good hair and shit.
The building is sold out, dude. Every game, so
it's sold out. I
wonder how that's the league to invest in right now, man. That league is absolutely killing it.
Is it killing it?
MLS,
yeah,
100%.
Okay, and every market,
most of them, dude. From Seattle to Portland to Toronto to St. Louis to Miami.
Yeah, it's just
Atlanta.
It's hard to get it. I'll watch World Cup, and I'll watch the Women's World Cup. Mm-hmm. You know,
I watched the games,
even with your favorite player,
Rapinoe.
You love her, eh?
Well, she
loves America, doesn't she?
Listen,
the American hero. There's a song out for her, Megan, the American hero.
Really?
Oh my God, we played it all day on the show.
Legendary USA player.
She's obnoxious.
You know who? She's married to Sue Bird. Sue has she's a iconic WNBA player, one of the best players ever. Played at UConn.
Yeah, she's the one that said, "Hey," they asked her. Is she the one that they asked her like, "Hey, what do you girls think you could do better to make the WNBA better?" And she goes, "We need to get paid more." Oh yeah, that makes sense.
She's lethal.
That makes sense.
She's lethal behind the arc.
Yeah.
Okay, her long range game.
It's a bad product.
Okay,
so let's be honest.
Megan Rapinoe, listen.
Annoying.
She was at one time, considered a great player. I don't understand why she was even in the game. Why they put her in that situation to take the PK. She really shouldn't even be on the team anymore. So this coach is going to take a lot of heat, and he deserves a lot of it. But I thought he got outcoached. This team from the very beginning, even against Vietnam, they won 3-0 because you say nil in soccer, right? Yeah, like everyone says 3-0, right? So they won 3-0. They should have won like 13-0, Kim, but they didn't.
And they didn't score last
because they couldn't score, and they couldn't score in the other games. They had no chemistry. But she wasn't even a factor. She didn't even hardly play, and they bring her in. Now she's taking a PK. Terrible form on the kick, Cam. How she was kind of like leaning back. They teach you that, man. Just pick your spot. She didn't come through, but just because you don't like her, these people that are out there saying they're glad USA lost.
No, man, I don't. I didn't say that.
That makes no sense to me.
Hell no, man. You want to root for USA, dude. If somebody's wearing USA on their jersey, all you Canadians, if somebody's wearing a Canadian and representing your country, although they might not like her country, kind of like Megan, and she's spouted that off plenty of times, which just drives me fucking crazy. But it's all good. It's all good. If somebody's representing the U.S., I'm rooting for them no matter what, and I want them to succeed. But they didn't. And even that Carly Lloyd, one of the announcers, was fucking chirping after they tied against, who was it, like Portugal?
Portugal.
No, was it Portugal? Mm-hmm. And they should have killed them. And Carly Lloyd called them out, and then their coach is like, "Oh, how dare Carly Lloyd call our team out like that?" Like,
oh, he did?
Yeah, he came out and like had a rebuttal against Carly Lloyd.
Well, apparently Team USA outplayed Sweden. I guess the goaltender, the keeper. From Sweden made like 18 saves or something like that. I didn't watch the game because it
was a dramatic ending.
Because I saw the score at like 5 a.m. I'm like, shit, I'm not going to watch it now.
Just whatever.
But man, the thing that everyone talks about Megan Rapinoe though. Yeah. If you really like look into the roster, there's some cool young girls, man.
No doubt.
That are like up and coming. Tremendously talented, who are cool as shit.
Cool as fuck. And that's why I don't...
And they get no attention, dude.
Exactly. Because she gets all the attention.
Smith, she is Haran. I know Julie Ertz is retiring, man. I'll give her a shout out.
But Megan soaks it all up. She's the face of everything. And so I never want to lump everyone together because she's fucking obnoxious. Yeah. But she's the one that's everywhere. She's the one that...
Yeah, but I blame the media, dude. They love her.
They love her.
They give her all the attention.
Because she's our lightning rod, and she knows what she's doing.
Well, and she's married to Sue, too.
Who cares about that? Anyway, but yeah, so I don't want to lump all of them together. I just think that she's fucking obnoxious. And I bet you some of the girls on that team are like, fuck you. Get out of here. You're annoying. It's all about you. I remember like there's a video of her, and she has like one of the trophies. She's like, I deserve this. I deserve this. Like, Jesus, settle down,
Power
woman.
Couple, though.
Oh, yeah.
In Seattle, up in the Pacific Northwest, they do a lot of different shit.
Cool, man. So Saturday night, I'm driving to my buddies, right? and I get a FaceTime live from Patty Maroon. And I'm like, what's up, motherfucker? He's like, all right, I think he was in Dallas. He goes, I'm in Dallas at Nate Diaz fight. He's like, hey, I got some guys here that want to say hey to you. You fought them and da-da-da. I didn't recognize who the fuck it was. I couldn't see. I'm driving. Mm-hmm. He's already banged up. It's like 7 o'clock at night. The Diaz fucking fight's not till like 3 more hours.
Against Jake Paul?
Yeah, against Jake Paul in Dallas. So Patty was there. He's like, look. And Diaz is in the background and Patty's hanging out with him and shit like that. I go, dude, you better pace yourself, boy.
He's hanging out with Diaz?
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, so he FaceTime live me. I saw like where he was at and shit like that.
So Diaz, what's his main like
he's a jiu-jitsu guy.
And so he lost to Jake Paul?
Yeah, but that's boxing.
Did he lose badly?
It was boring. Like, he's not a boxer, man. There's a big difference between MMA striking and boxing. People were saying
that he could maybe get hurt in the...
Well, yeah. Anybody can get hurt.
Did he get hurt?
Anybody can get hurt in a boxing match, Andy.
Did you watch it?
Jesus Christ.
Did you watch it?
I watch all the highlights
like that baseball player who got knocked out?
Oh, my God. That baseball player, like... Remember he referred himself to Jackie
Anderson.
Robinson?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the new Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
And then Josh Donaldson's like, hey, Jackie, chirped him. And then Josh Donaldson was called a racist because of that. Ooh. But it's like, you're not Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson is Jackie fucking Robinson. Yeah. You're not. And so when you refer yourself to Jackie Robinson, you're going to get fucking chirped. And I agree with that. But anyway, the Nate Diaz thing, man, like Jake Paul rolls up in a tank. He's doing his thing. It's actually, I don't like Jake and I don't like Logan. They're obnoxious in my opinion. All good, but I respect what they've done. I respect what they've created with themselves. Logan Paul is in another city with his yellow jumpsuit on at WWE. He wins his WWE match, comes out soaking wet, no shirt on, gets his entourage, films himself, gets his little puppy dog, jumps on a private jet, says, I'm going to go see my brother right now, flies on a jet, meets Jake before the fight. Those guys hug it out and they look at each other. Yeah, they look at each other like, I can't believe we're doing this, man. Look what we've done. And it's true. Like, they're making so much money.
I watched a Netflix special on them the other day.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, Andy.
What do you think of them in general? You know, like they were
very smart.
Were YouTubers back then.
I know, and they're like the prank.
Their dad's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I respect them, and I respect Jake and Logan. Logan fought fucking Mayweather.
Logan was the older one, and they used to be very competitive against one another.
Yeah, you know? and they're dominating the scene right now.
Logan fought Mayweather?
Yeah, Logan.
Who won that one?
Mayweather did, but it was he fought Mayweather. Like, he did pretty good. So anyway, so they team up, and they, you know.
He fought Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Are they like professional boxers?
Yeah, they have a ton of money, and they're training with all the best players.
But isn't Mayweather one of the greatest fighters ever?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. So how did he not like knock him out?
Well, Mayweather's not a knockout artist, and I think he did catch him a couple times. You know,
dude, you shouldn't be able to stand in the
Mayweather's 130
with a professional
pounds.
Boxer.
Yeah, well, he did. That's what makes him cool. So did Conor McGregor. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you think they're cool?
I think they're kind of hacky and nerdy, but I respect the shit out of them. Like, am I going to listen to Jake Paul or Logan Paul on his podcast?
How much?
No.
How much he get paid for that fight? You think?
Millions and millions, tens of millions.
I mean, they're rich as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
But they were rich before a lot of this shit.
Yeah, because
from YouTube.
They took advantage of YouTube. Fuck, if I would have known about YouTube back in the day, I would have done the same goddamn thing while I was playing.
They dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
And moved to LA.
Yeah.
I mean, they're buying like $10 million houses at like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, they're studs. I just think they're kind of.
So the dad's
they don't make me laugh.
Crazy. Is the dad in the corner still?
I don't know, man. I have no idea about their dad. But they.
Well, you should watch this show, Cam.
Yeah, okay.
You might really get into it.
Yeah, Andy.
Okay.
Like, you always like when I'm going. It's like you're a speed bump. Like you gotta fucking veer the fucking.
You brought Logan
I'm telling a fucking
Jake
story.
Up, so who was Logan? Who's he fighting?
He wasn't fighting anybody. He just got done doing WWE. He just wanted to meet his brother and say hey before the fight. So Jesus Christ, pay attention.
He does WWE?
Yeah, he's really good. He jumps off and does flips and shit. They're athletes, man. And so they built this whole thing up. But Nate Diaz, man, like he's 40 years old. He's fucking washed up. He's not a boxer, really. Like he's not as big, you know. Like Jake Paul could throw a lot harder, and he caught Nate Diaz and buckled him a little bit. But Nate was fucking off. He'd come in, hide his head, and then throw a couple slaps.
How old is Diaz?
40, like almost 40.
And how old's Jake?
24.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean he knows what he's doing. He lost to a boxer, Tommy Fury, who's ranked 50th, you know, boxer, and he got picked apart pretty good the last fight. So if he would have lost to Nate Diaz in this one, he would have been
lost to Fury.
Yeah, he would have been in a jam.
Fury is like a heavyweight, though, right?
No.
How big is he?
Same size, 190 maybe.
Okay, same size as Jake.
Yeah, a heavyweight's 250,
no,
260.
I know, but he's a bigger dude.
I mean, he's heavy to you, but
he's a
190 is not a heavyweight.
And he knocked him out?
No, they just picked him apart.
Wow.
Picked him apart.
It's pretty impressive, dude. I mean,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
To be able to...
Yeah, he owns the world right now. He does.
To just step into a ring with a...
He's not my
trained professional championship level fighter.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. Nate's not gonna knock you out with 16-ounce gloves on, man. Like it's just not gonna happen.
No, I'm talking about Mayweather. That's the impressive one to me, dude.
I know it was impressive.
Would you get in the ring with Mayweather
for a ton of money? Yeah.
Well, I get that, but
what are you asking me then? Am I gonna get in it, go fight Mayweather for no money?
Like, he didn't even get hurt or knocked out.
He got caught a couple times. I don't remember.
Who won the fight?
Mayweather did.
Okay.
I already answered
like
that.
a decision?
Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of cool. But like, I'm not. I was like, damn. I hope Nate does somebody. Nate did exactly what I kind of figured. Just kind of hang in there. Threw a couple at the end. Tried to put a show on. Got paid. Got the fuck out of there. It is what it is. So,
but their story is very impressive, dude.
Very much so. That's why I brought it up. You know, when you own the world right now, those two, they truly do. So
I just protect that head now. I don't know if you need to be fighting all the time.
Yeah, but that's where he's making his money. A lot of his money. He's
really?
Making a shit ton.
He's now become like a boxer.
Yeah.
Versus
being
he's
like
not
a
even.
He's a boxer / promoter / fucking investor / everything. He's the one paying these guys out.
Isn't there some conflict between he and the dude who runs the UFC, Dana White?
Dana, yeah, because he calls out Dana for not paying his fighters, and somewhat rightfully so. And Dana's rebuttal.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber."
Yeah, and Dana's rebuttal is, "Well, why don't you start your own thing?" And he kind of did in a way where, well, I could have these guys come out of UFC and make as much money in one fight that they did the whole fucking UFC career, like Frankie Ngannou's going to do. Mm-hmm. Francis Ngannou is a heavyweight champion, but he's not very marketable. Like, he's not very loud. He's from Kenya. He's got a great story. I like the guy. Scary, scary dude. He's going to fight Tyson Fury, and he's going to make $10 million. And $10 million is more than everything he's ever made in UFC combined, I believe.
You're interested in watching that
Yes,
fight.
I am. Because Tyson Fury is tougher than dog shit. And he's going to pick, if Frankie catches him, man, we'll see what happens. But Deontay Wilder caught Tyson Fury one time, knocked him out in like the 11th round, and all of a sudden, boom, he got back up and picked him apart and won the fight.
I mean, that's like getting in the ring with Tyson or something like that. I mean, Jake Paul. To fight like Mayweather, I know Mayweather's smaller and all that, but
Mayweather's just going to pick you apart. He'll catch you.
How old's Mayweather now?
40-something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 40-something years old. So, I like MMA, man. Boxing's boring to me, to be honest with you.
It's gone that direction.
It's gone that direction.
Boxing used to be incredible back in the day.
Yeah, there's so many different things, and there's so many different people grabbing. There's a weight class here.
Well, no, what happened is, man, the best athletes, they don't even like think about boxing anymore.
It's more, boxing's still pretty big, okay?
Not as big as it used to be, dude.
Boxing's pretty fucking big. It's still pretty big, okay? The point is, like, there's so many different...
Name 5 boxers.
There's Canelo, fucking Fury, Deontay Wilder. I don't know, man.
It's hard. I'm just saying.
I don't pay attention.
Remember, they used to be household names, you know?
Yeah, just the heavyweights. You had American heavyweight.
No, but
when you have an American big-time heavyweight, that helps.
Oscar,
when you don't, you don't.
Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard, all those guys, they weren't heavyweights.
Yeah, but that was way back in the day.
Oscar?
Yeah, okay. I mean, Oscar was big, but
what's the dude from the Philippines? Pacquiao.
Yeah, those guys were the biggest of the big. Name another one. You know, you're naming Gretzky and Lemieux. Name fucking a third. Like, that's a big guy, dude. Get out of here. But I'm just not into it.
I hung out with Evander Holyfield one time,
Good for you.
in a limousine, dude.
They have different factions in boxing where there's so many different things. So the big boys never even get to meet each other and connect.
Because of the different weight classes.
Unless they get to 40 years old. No, because there's different sanctions and fractions of boxing.
Oh, yeah.
You got the WBC or whatever. Then you got this, you got this, you got this. Right. So they all kind of need to come together like the UFC, and you get the toughest guys fighting the toughest guys. Kind of like with Gaethje, Justin Gaethje, and fucking Dustin Poirier.
What I'm saying is, like,
fuck
the title fights don't They don't create the same type of noise or revenue that they used to.
The big ones do, man. I mean, Canelo is one of the most. He's made
they
more.
Do if
he
you
just
have
signed a
people
$400
like
million
Jake Paul,
deal.
who's not even a boxer.
Well, it just shows you how people want to watch boxing still.
Or him.
Yeah, and that's boxing. He's boxing, Andy.
So there was this counselor at my kid's hockey school a week ago, and Ty kept calling him Logan Paul the whole week. Because this guy, he said this guy looked like Logan Paul, and I couldn't even picture Logan Paul, but like all the kids know who the Jake and Logan Paul are.
Yeah, I mean, they cater to young kids when they're on YouTube, you know what I mean? And they look older, but they're young. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they look older.
They look older for sure. But they're doing good, man. I'm just not into they don't make me laugh or anything like that. Like they're very cocky.
What happened with one of the Paul brothers? He ran into, was it Mayweather or somebody?
It was Jake. And it was outside.
It was outside of the ring.
I know.
And he like literally ran from them.
Well,
right?
you gonna get jumped?
Well, what happened?
Well, he's
at a concert.
When you talk shit like that, and Mayweather's got 50 fucking people, and he sees him walking out, it looks scripted. Because why is he walking by himself?
He's talking shit.
When you listen, Andy, when you fight each other, like you have to lead up.
Oh yeah,
is all shit talking.
The promotion, yeah.
So like Mayweather's like, what are you gonna do now? I got 50 dudes.
Press conferences, they're fucking.
And so they're like, fuck your mother. You fucking suck.
Yeah.
You're fucking. Your wife sucks. Oh yeah, they dig deep, dude. Your wife's fucking DMing me. Like fuck, I'd be like, fuck you.
It's kind of like what you hear on the ice.
Oh yeah, big time, especially back in the day.
Well, what about now?
Now they're probably like, I'm better at video games than you. Yeah. You know, so it is what it is, man.
Well, that's fascinating, dude. Yeah. I wish I would have watched that fight. I'll have to check it out.
Why? It's boring.
Oh, so it wasn't even entertaining?
Fuck no. Not to me. Nuh-uh. And I love Nate Diaz, and I love fucking Nick Diaz, too. They're cool as shit. Who's Stockton, baby? Let's go.
Is Logan or the other guy, Jake, who's like the tougher?
I'd say Jake is probably a better fighter, but they're both very successful in their own ways. One's a WWE champion or whatever. He's almost there.
So Logan's a WWE like star?
Yes. Big-time star.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, so who's worth more money, you think?
I don't know.
Logan.
Probably Jake because of more fights that
I don't know. We'll have to fact check
$10s of millions. Yeah, well,
I wasn't expecting Logan and Jake Paul. I'm glad you brought that up because I just watched the special. I didn't see the whole thing, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if Patty's alive though. God, he was banged up at 7 o'clock. I go, you better pace yourself, motherfucker. Yeah.
I saw him last week filming a
Car Shield
commercial
with
Ric Flair.
I can't believe that dude's still alive, man.
I walked right by Ric Flair, and he's
supposed to be really cool.
I think he must be.
He say hi to you?
He was talking to somebody.
Yeah, dude, he's supposed to be really, really cool. I mean, that guy's been through a lot, man. Wrestling back in a day like that, dude, that's a fucking grind. Man, oh
yeah,
man.
But he was
special.
He was one of the few that, he was like a Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan said he's the number one. If you ask Hulk Hogan who his top 5 wrestlers of all time are, what do you think? What do you think he's going to say?
Well, he'd probably say,
go ahead.
Okay, because I'll give you some good ones.
No, go ahead.
If you want to say top 5, I would say Andre the Giant.
Goddamn right, Andy. Hell yeah.
I would say Junkyard Dog.
No.
JYD.
No. Nope.
I would say Jimmy Snuka. Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would say Big John Studd.
No.
I would say John Von Erich, Kerry Van Erich,
Nope.
the Van Erich brothers,
Roddy
Piper.
No. I might have been on that list.
Roddy Piper.
I think Hogan said Rowdy because he was cool.
Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Macho Man might be up there. Damn right. He was fucking talented and a baseball player, just so you know.
Really?
Yes. He was playing for the Pirates.
What about the guy who was the governor?
Oh, fucking Jesse Ventura, baby. Remember him on
King Kong Brody?
Predator?
Kong Brody?
Those guys weren't that... I know, but that was a flash in the... How about The Rock? How about Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Okay,
how about those guys are gigantic? The Rock's worth $1 billion.
John Cena.
John Cena's up
there.
My
kid will literally run up to you and yell John Cena and fall and elbow you on in the head, like land on you and yell John Cena, dude. So listen, that was past my wrestling viewing.
Me too.
And I never gave them the credit because they weren't WWF. They were WWE. I feel like I just never gave them the proper credibility because they're like movie stars and whatever else, you know?
WWF
was the biggest.
Listen, that turned into WWE because of just the name right, the naming rights. they got sued because of the naming rights. The naming rights were for something else, and they used it, and all of a sudden they couldn't use it. So they had it's the same product.
Really?
They just called it WWE.
It wasn't like a
I'm right on that. You know what I'm talking about,
I
Brody?
don't know, because you know the long time...
WCW was their competitor.
What's the commissioner's name? The guy fucking...
who's getting sued right now?
He's always getting
Vince
sued.
McMahon?
Vince McMahon.
Yeah. WCW was their competitor.
Okay.
To WWF. And then WWF turned into WWE, which is now, but WCW kind of went under because they couldn't compete, I guess. So anyway,
But John,
I watched wrestling the other night, by the way.
Did you? Oh, I'll put it on, dude.
It was, I'll explain. I think it was whatever the fuck it was. And Kate and I are just like, I'm going to watch this for 15 minutes. And these two guys were out there, one big German guy and some other athletic guy. And it was very entertaining. Mm-hmm. And then some chick shows up in kind of a non-sexy outfit. Mm-hmm. Like she had like underwear on, not like a thong kind of type, which is like the most, oh God, like fart catching underwear kind of thing, which is like, And she goes up there and starts talking in the ring about nothing for like 10 minutes. And no one's even getting into it. And she's like trying to like get the crowd pumped up, like, I'm going to do things. And everybody's like, what? What the fuck? And then I'm like, I'm turning it off. So the match was great, and then some broad comes in there that had underwear on, and she's like talking about beating people up, and everybody's like, "What?" They're like, they're leaving.
There used to be like
they're leaving to go get a beer.
There used to be some great female managers,
China,
like Miss Elizabeth and all them. You know, like
that was a weird thing.
I can see Kate doing that. As a wrestler
with underwear on,
not a wrestler, like the manager, like in the corner, you know.
Yeah. And stand there and look sexy.
You know, listen, here's a fun fact. Billie Jean, or Mean Gene.
Yeah.
Okerlund.
The announcer.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Hall of Famer,
Awesome
baby.
announcer.
Fuck yeah.
Like, incredible.
Incredible, dude.
Mean Gene Okerlund, his son was a big-time hockey player, played for the USA Olympic team in, like, 1988.
Really?
Or 1992. One of the...
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like Mean Gene. I think he passed.
Mean Gene, like, he played, like, on the same team, I think, with, like, Sean McEachran and those guys.
Oh, fuck. Sean McEachran would scoot around, baby.
Did you watch the Olympics when you were, like, hockey when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Like, when nobody watched? Like, they weren't NHL players.
Oh, fuck no.
It was amazing, dude.
I mean, hockey wasn't on anybody's mind where I grew up. No one even I was the only one playing hockey in about a 50-mile radius.
I watched your speech the other day.
Which one?
Your St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah. Why?
Because I'm preparing, because I'm emceeing this year's event. I just want to, so I went to the website or their Facebook page or something, and a bunch of, like, past things. So I just clicked on it. And, you, like, called out everybody in the stands. Very good speech.
Was it good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty good at that.
Did you prepare it?
Yeah, in a way, but I just go.
He'd be like, and then that one day I went up to Canada, and he'd point to someone in the crowd, and he'd be like, and you, Susie Michelson, know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
And then it would be like, and then we didn't know, but, like, I was eating steak, and you in the back row, Peter, you know what I'm talking about, big boy, Peter, about those steaks. It's like, what? He's just pointing at everybody.
Well, there's a lot of people I know in the stands.
I know. So whoever he, like, sees.
Was I boring?
No.
Exactly. So shut the fuck up. Because everybody else was goddamn boring. My God. They're looking down at their paper, reading it verbatim, or I'm just being animated like, what's up? Soupy Campbell, where you at? There you are. Yeah. You turned me down, and you were hanging out of that fucking blue. Oh, yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell, I'm bringing the heat, man. Everybody else is boring as shit. I'm bringing the heat. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. Damn it. But
and your mom and dad were there?
Yeah. And my dad looked terrible.
He did?
Yeah, because my dad was really sick, and I never noticed it. And people came up to me during that. It was 2017, I think. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, Dad, is your dad okay? I'm like, why? And then I realized, no, he fucking looked terrible. His heart was going out. Remember, I thought my dad was going to die way before my mom. And everybody's like, God, is your dad okay? And then we're like, whoa, we gotta figure this out. Yeah. And he had to get heart surgery, stuff like that. He was yellow looking, and his eyes were kind of yellow.
They call that jaundice.
We're like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't even notice because it came on slow. And so that was a wake up call. And then my dad got fixed, and then my mom's the one that started fucking.
He was okay that night though.
They both were fucked up a little bit. They were both, my mom was kind of starting to decay, worrying about my dad. My dad getting sick and going through all that surgery stuff aged my mom bad, really bad. I think she got back into drinking hardcore. Like, it just was. Me and my brother thought any day he's gonna die.
Wow.
Any day. And then it turns out my mom's the one. It's just weird how it works. And my dad now, I went over there the other day. He's fucking jacked. I go, what the f-? He goes, dude, I'm doing push-ups all day. I'm like, God.
He's still taking those walks around the park?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. The women.
Is he sniffing around?
The women they're, oh, God. I hate it, but it's like, what do you do? He's doing, I look all these, he's got a cut-off T-shirt.
Hey, who's sniffing around? What the fuck? Who's sniffing around the park, dude? Who is?
Well, there's 250,000 people go to that park a year. It's a huge park. It's called Route 66 Park, and he walks Tucky every day there, multiple times.
Who's Tucky?
My dog, his doggie.
Is that your dog that you gave to him?
No, she died.
Okay, couple things. Erik Karlsson goes to the Penguins.
Yeah. Doobie, what's up?
Doobie. Listen, I'll give Doobie some credit, but you know what? Doobie loves the shiny toys.
Of course he does.
He wanted that. Sidney was probably like, let's go get him. He's like, I will get him for you, Sid. And he delivered. He came through. They got him. I don't know what this does for the Penguins. I can't figure it out. I mean, is this going to really take them over the top? I don't know.
Core.
They got a lot of really good players. They're obviously older. They're veteran guys, accomplished guys. I'm not going to sit here and like give the Stanley Cup away or any playoff position away here in the summertime, man. So, like, I don't know. Go out and do it. They didn't make the playoffs last year without Karlsson. Is that the need? I know he's a great player coming off a great year. Can you win with Erik Karlsson? That's another question, man. I know, Ottawa had some teams that did. They didn't do great in San Jose. Had a couple years where they went far in the playoffs. But is he a guy that you identify, Ken? You say, well, I'm going to bring this guy on board. He's going to help us win. We'll find out.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch him throw sauce passes up to Sid, cutting across the middle, and Malkin. Like, that'd be fun to watch. Does that take him over the edge? I don't know. But why don't you go? You got 2 superstar Hall of Famers. Well, 3 probably with Letang. He a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, okay. Well, you got 3 Hall of Famers that have won three Stanley Cups. They're your core group from day one, and they're getting older. And if this is what's going to take you over the edge to help complement them to have another successful run, then fucking go for it. Although in 5 years, it's probably going to bite you in the ass. 3 years, it might bite you in the ass. But you got these cats. You got one of the best players ever to exist. Why not find a motherfucker to help?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So I don't blame Doobie. Like, fuck that. I don't blame Doobie. We chirp that son of a bitch all the time. Yeah. I go for it. I like when people go for it.
And that's what he's doing. You're
going for it.
He's like, okay, I'm going to come here as the general manager of the Penguins. I got Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. I don't know for how long.
No, not much longer. You need to get going now.
And you don't know how much longer you have them where they can still play at a...
Oh, they're flying still.
They're flying still at the level that they're at right now. I mean,
but that's going to soon...
I mean, if knowing Crosby will be at this level for another 3, 4, 5. Who knows how long? You know what I mean? But you have him now. He's only human. Father time, all that. So, you go out and you try to get a player that can get you over the top. Dude, Karlsson, I love Karlsson's game. I've always liked Karlsson. Had an amazing year last year. You just wonder, man. The Rangers tried this years ago too, man. You just add a bunch of veteran superstars. It's like chemistry is important, and that's not what they were missing last year when they missed the playoffs. The Erik Karlsson, he can make them better, but you just wonder.
How's their goalie situation?
Well, they got a good goalie, and they brought him back and gave him a contract. So Tristan Jarry.
Jarry.
I think he's the only NHL goalie they have on the roster right now. I don't think they have another one. So they're going to have to go get another one.
I respect teams that go for it. I don't respect teams that. Well, we don't. Well,
listen, it's got an NBA. It's got an NBA vibe to it. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? They load up all the time. They add superstars. It's kind of fun. Listen,
I like it.
We would never thought we'd have a chance to see Erik Karlsson play with Sidney Crosby. It could be fun, man. I hope they all stay healthy. I hope they have a great year. Plus, they got Gensel and all these other guys too, man. So
yeah, you want them to be good. I want Pittsburgh to be competitive because of Malkin and Crosby.
Mike Sullivan,
I like those two.
The coach, I've always liked Sullivan too.
Yep, I like him.
I told you one time I sat next to him during a playoff game. It was the most intelligent, hockey.
Did we have him on?
Not yet.
Oh, dude.
We'll get him on.
Get him on.
His daughter just married Charlie McAvoy.
Really?
Yeah.
What's she look like?
Saturday night. You can't.
Why can't I ask that?
You can't ask that.
I can't ask
that.
No,
I don't think.
Why?
I don't know if that's an appropriate question.
What's she look like?
Yeah, you got to look her up.
She's got to be beautiful. Charlie McAvoy's a stud.
He is a stud. We had his ass on.
Yeah, we did.
Remember his dad's like a plumber?
Yeah. He's a blue collar dude.
He is.
I like him. He hits guys too.
He does hit.
He didn't have a good playoff. Last year? I think he was fucking struggling. But God, he'll murder you.
Yeah,
I like him, man.
Oh, I'm a huge McAvoy fan.
Me too.
So, a big shout out to the McAvoys on their wedding. Of course, she's a beautiful girl, man. Great girl.
Okay, so I'm just asking. Good God. Andy acts like that's so controversial. What she look like? That no man has ever said that about a woman.
Like?
No man has ever said that about a woman. Of course you do. What she look like? I mean, good God.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, I'm gonna Trip Frederick, man. A little shout out too, man.
For his contract extension,
making some coin. Remember, I said he was gonna make 700.
He did.
Sorry, buddy.
And he got 2.3.
Yeah.
They filed for arbitration. They settled right before. He was asking for 2.9. I said that he'd get somewhere in that $3 million range, you know. Yeah. But he was on that path. Listen, then they benched his ass in the playoffs and whatever.
I know.
It just kind of got goofy.
And we asked, who'd we ask about?
Foligno
about that, yeah.
He confirmed what I said originally was like they got healthy. They had too many players. It disrupted their chemistry. You know what I mean?
Sometimes when you go too...
Sometimes you have a great team that's having a historic season. The last thing you need to do is bring in, like, outside people.
Yeah, I mean...
sometimes
that works. Like, look at what the Rangers did in 94. Or, like, there's a lot of teams that just, like,
look at what Vegas did.
Yeah, exactly.
Barbashev helped them. Mm-hmm. Ryan O'Reilly got Toronto out of the first round.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes one guy can
take it to the postseason. And that was their Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm. And then Ryan O'Reilly was like, I'm going to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. I still have people saying to me, why wouldn't he want to go back? And listen, part of me says, maybe he would have. I mean, I don't know what they really stepped up and offered him. Obviously, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it could be the money thing, or it could be like, get me the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go to get a coffee and not.
You see Tarasenko's
and not talk about me being -4
press conference.
Yeah, he looks disengaged.
He looks pissed off.
He just looks like, and then he said something to the effect of,
why are you asking me same question?
Yeah, that, and then he goes, oh, I'm excited to play here, at least for a year. He's like, what the fuck? Well, you did that.
People like him and Dumba.
Dumba, too. I like Dumba, man. He'll hit you.
He will.
What, 3.5 or 3.9?
I think he's reckless.
He's like, oh, Arizona. Like, oh, cool.
But, like, yeah. I mean, that just tells you that the asking price, no teams were going to come near it, and they wouldn't settle for whatever offers that he would have had early in free agency, because he there's no question he probably had some offers early in free agency.
Whatever. How about Tommy?
And he lands in Arizona.
How about Tommy Wilson? Big old fucking deal right there.
I gave him a shout out yesterday, man. I'll give him another shout out again.
Shout out, Tommy. We love you, buddy.
He's the best.
How old is he? 7-year deal?
He's probably 29 or 30.
50? Is he getting chirped by the fans? At
$45.5 million, man. This guy's going to be able to retire nicely.
Fuck yeah.
Up in Toronto.
Does he live in Toronto?
That's where he's from. Maybe he'll stay in Washington. I don't know, but Washington, man, they're an interesting team as well. I don't know where they're headed. You know what I mean? They're kind of getting... I like how they've kept a lot of their core players around, because they're like... They will go down as legendary Washington Capital players. I mean, there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
They keep them around probably longer than they should, but they pay them, they take care of them.
I think it's going to be all about...
Guys like Karlsson, Oshie, Backstrom, Wilson, Ovechkin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just think it's going to be about Ovechkin.
Oh, it's all about catching.
Yeah.
Catching Gretzky.
I don't know why I just popped in my head.
But Peter Laviolette said it was never about that. But
no, it's going to be about that for sure. I mean, if they win, they make the playoffs. Like, okay, but you got this legacy player. You want to win, but I want to see him to get 803, man. Like, let's be honest here. I want Ovi to break that fucking record. Bad.
803. Isn't Ovi already at 800?
Or is it 896?
What is it?
He's got 894. Gretzky does.
Yeah.
Oh, 894. Okay.
Yeah.
And Ovi is at 822.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Dude, he's not that far
not
off,
far.
dude.
He passed Howe with 802.
Yeah. And Ovi passing Gordie Howe on anything, I'm like, hell yeah. Because I love Gordie Howe. Dude, met him before. Gordie was the man. But when Patrick Marleau beat his games played, like, I don't know why that bugged the fuck out of me.
You know what?
It did.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
For a lot of people.
He passed Gordie Howe. Fuck that.
Ovi is so close to Gretzky, but now it's like you just want. I mean, from a health, mental, the stress that's going to come with it. Like when he gets close, dude, Gretzky's probably going to be like following him around
big time.
And that's going to probably annoy Gretzky after a while, dude. Like, if he's not scoring right off the bat, and Gretzky's got to, like, follow him around for 2 weeks.
Well, that's part of it. Screw that.
I know.
That's part. Greta.
I know.
And Greta's going to be like,
he
hell
knows
yeah,
that.
dude. Greta's going to, dude, Ovi's cool as shit.
I know. But, listen, he's going to catch him. Mm-hmm. Just a matter of when. He's not going to retire when he's, like, 13 shy. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's going to play.
Like, he's just going to play until he gets it, and he'll probably shatter it. You know what? I'll throw this out there. I wonder, like, will Patrick Kane get to 500 goals?
How many he's got?
I think he's at like 450 something.
You would think Kaner would be past 500. Like, damn.
I know. Is he even at 450? What's Patrick Kane at?
Damn.
I thought maybe 455 or something. Like, he should get there.
What's he doing, by the way?
I feel like scoring goals, you don't know how he's 451?
Which is 63rd.
Yeah, so 451. So I don't know how far he's I mean, you just don't know where he's going to be when he comes back.
Why did I think Patrick Kane had a lot
from
more
this
goals
hip
than that?
surgery? And will he just rediscover that scoring touch, man? Like,
oh, God, hip surgery? Oh, damn, dude. That's a fucking hard thing to deal with.
How much longer is he going to play? And he's going to have to, like, is he
He's
a guy that can,
yeah, you just Hall of Fame,
automatic, oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
You just automatically, well, I need him to get to 500.
For what?
Because he's been a generational great player, such a big
you
number.
You need him to?
I'd love for him to get there.
I was going to say, like, do you get the bonus or something?
No. I'd love to see him get to that number. I'm sure it's incredibly important to him, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
there's
been
a lot
one
of
of my
things that are
favorite
important
players.
to a lot of people. And I just think that this is more, like, it's not going to make or break his legacy, in my opinion.
No.
He's just going to be.
But it's a big number. It's one of those numbers.
Yeah, you want to get to 500, man. I get that. But that guy's done so much. I don't think it really matters.
You just wonder where he's going to be.
It's not breaking records.
Coming back from hip surgery, and, will he ever get back to that level?
I don't know if I'd mess with him. I wouldn't. I don't know if
you wouldn't sign him.
If I was a team that needed attention and some positivity, although that could go the completely wrong direction too. Patrick Kane could be a dog and be slower than shit and not accomplish anything because he's just worn out. Because hockey wears you the fuck out eventually. You have to play
him on the first line.
You got to play him. What are you going to do? Put him on the third line, checking line? No,
right.
His hips got one hip. No, I'm rooting for him, man. I like Kaner, dude, but I think he's accomplished so much. He gets a 500, okay. He doesn't. Who gives a fuck? Ovi breaking that record is going to help out the NHL. It's going to bring a lot of attention, maybe some negative attention because of the whole Russian thing. Who the hell knows how people are going to react to that? I don't give a fuck. Ovi's cool as shit. I root for him. He's one of my favorite players ever. I heard you talk to any Russians, man, that you play with. I go, how's Ovi? I told Kovalchuk. I go, he goes, oh, Cam, fuck is he the fucking best. Mm-hmm. I go, like, he goes, like, he's fun. Like, I have fun with him. He goes, oh, my God, dude. You would love him. I'm like, okay. And Barry, everybody says that, dude. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Ovi. I can't say that for every player.
No. But I like Kaner, too, though, man.
Yeah, Kaner's cool.
And all these kids that are in the NHL now, they grew up just worshiping Patrick Kane.
Yeah. Like Zegras and all. How about Troy Terry?
Kachuk, all those guys. I'm happy for Troy Terry.
Yeah, man. Good for you.
He's like an under-the-radar,
he's quiet,
really good player.
Yep. He's quiet. What's he making, like 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's your superstar.
Yeah.
Pay him. And they're still, like, under the floor,
Hey,
aren't
that's
they?
a pretty good contract, honestly, to have him at $7 million.
I agree.
For 7 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. And he's probably going to score a lot of goals. He's probably going to put up a lot of points. Mm-hmm. But they haven't signed anybody else. Like, they're under the floor.
I told you last week Jack Hughes will make more money than anybody in the history of the NHL.
And then you thought I was going to, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, like, fuck. Until the next guy, until the next guy, until the next guy, So, but there's certain players in the NHL that I root for to break records. Mm-hmm. Ovi's one of them. The big, loud guys I like. But again, the Patrick Marleau thing, why the fuck did that bug me? I just felt like he's just playing
because it was Patrick Marleau.
Patrick Marleau, like, no offense, like
he just played for like
boring.
He just kept playing and playing.
He's just a player,
just to break the record.
He's solid, but he's not like can't wait to watch Patrick Marleau play. Mm-hmm. Like fucking Ovi's out there, let's go. Like everything he does is entertaining. Yeah. Patrick's just like, is he there? Oh, there he is. Oh, okay, he got an assist.
He was good back in the day.
I know,
really good.
Listen,
but remember Roenick chirped his ass?
I know, a couple people.
I hear Roenick starting a podcast.
Didn't he already start one?
I think he's got another one coming.
Oh, you got 2 of them?
Like a new one.
Oh, okay. The first one didn't work?
With our boy Peelsy. That's the word.
Oh, really?
I hear that, yeah.
Peelsy was on Nasty Knuckles.
How was that?
I didn't listen. I didn't have time. I love Cote and those guys, man.
Oh, yeah.
Riley Cote.
Yeah, they're cool.
Remember, I was on with them, and I go, Riley, I want you on the pod. He goes, well, for the second time? Remember that? Mm-hmm. He said something like that, like, oh, we're going to do it again? And I'm like, oh, maybe we did have him on. Fuck, I feel like an idiot. But then I talked to you, and you said, no, we didn't.
No.
So maybe he was thinking of my radio show like 4 years ago. Like, no, this is different. This is different. So anyway, whatever.
All right, JT Miller's on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. He's cool, man.
Yeah. Damn right.
You know, for the record, we haven't done the interview yet, so there's like not much to like react to.
Yeah, I know.
The interview like we normally would.
Yeah. Coming
up in the close and all that, but he's always been a guy, man. I like watching him play because he's fierce. Like, you can tell he wants to win. Like, he gets pissed off. Like, he's emotional. You know what I mean?
You yell at teammates. I like it.
But, like, yeah.
Like,
he's just like, get the fuck off the ice, dude.
Was he yelling at the goalie?
The goalie.
And he yelled at Lukey Shin one time.
No, I think Luke was yelling at him.
Whatever. Dude, who cares?
Yeah.
Everyone makes a big deal about shit. No, fuck. Sometimes you get pissed at your teammates. Mm-hmm. You got to yell at each other.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you're like, man, I love you.
That had to be a stressful environment, dude.
God, yeah, dude. They're booing you. They're throwing jerseys on the ice. They're fucking nuts, man. But you suck. Mm-hmm. What do you expect? These people are paying a ton of money.
You got the coach like getting emotional on the bench.
Oh, God, yeah, I know.
They're chanting his name when they're losing.
Barbecue
Bruce.
Yeah, it was toxic. You know?
Very toxic.
Fucking toxic. And then he signs a big deal.
And the owner had some controversy shit too, man.
What did he do?
Like I don't know, like child abuse allegations or some shit.
Oh, really? Fuck.
Double check that.
Double check that mug right quick. Oh, he did? Okay, he did.
Is that true, right? Yeah, and it was like public. Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Well, we blew up last week.
Mm-hmm.
Was it about what you said about the fight?
I got
any update on that shit?
I got a lot of people reaching out, like teams, because...
Explain what people are...
Well, no, I just mentioned that, like, you know, the word, from what I hear, is about the 2018 World Junior sexual misconduct investigation that's been going on.
How many players were involved?
5, I believe.
And one girl? All the same girl?
I mean, you got to read the report or whatever when that comes out. I don't want to get into the specifics of the incident because I'm not like following it tooth and nail. I'm not out to like get everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. So this is like from like years ago. I don't think it was ever like a criminals investigation, or maybe there was at one point in time, but I don't know what the results of that investigation showed. But there's going to be some players that are going to be paying the price though, and the league is saying they're still waiting on their final report from Hockey Canada. You know, I find it hard to believe they don't have that final report. My feeling is they're waiting to figure out when the best time is to release the information. They've never released the names. People are coming at me because I'm not saying the names. I would never do that.
No, don't.
You know?
No.
And, you know, in a way it's unconfirmed because, you know, you're getting you're getting information from sources that you trust, but the league has yet to confirm the actual names.
What, like dinged like 20 games?
I think more than that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Andy, are you serious?
Yeah.
But, like, it wasn't a criminal investigation? So what is it then?
I think there was at one point. I think part of the investigation, maybe there was a criminal investigation as well. So anyway, once the report comes out, people will have more information. I mean, people have been covering this story for quite some time. So,
damn, boy.
I don't know when they're going to make the announcement, you know, and like what they're. I would think, Cam. I had somebody tell me this morning that there's some thought that they wouldn't want to release the names or the suspensions that are expected until after the NHL media tour. You know how those players go to New York and to Stockholm or wherever they go to.
God, yes.
And they ask them, who's the best dressed player in the NHL?
Oh, they ask them the nerdiest questions and they get nothing in return.
Yeah, it's like,
hey, what's your favorite color?
Hey, all right, so you be Jack Hughes, okay?
Okay.
All right, what's your favorite color?
Listen, I don't know. I like colors.
Are you going to see the Barbie movie?
I don't even know what Oppenheimer or Barbie are.
How hard can you hit a golf ball? How far?
Look, looks. Sometimes I hit it. I don't know.
I don't even want to like talk to you right now.
Jeez. I don't know.
I haven't thought about it.
I haven't thought about it. What about this? I don't know.
I don't know what. I'm just like trying.
I want to get out of here. I don't.
I just want to
play hockey.
Trying to take my.
Just want to play hockey. Yeah, I know. I know you want to play hockey. I'm asking you a question. We have a camera on you. You still play for Jersey. We need to still pump you up as a superstar. Answer some questions. Let's get your personality going a little bit. You're great on the ice.
Yes.
Love your hair. You're a handsome dude. You're wheeling
You're
broads.
You're going to be a generational player.
You're going to make more money than anybody. Answer some questions and just be cute and funny.
Like have fun. They're not
they're not even
hockey questions. They're not like, what happened?
Yeah. Why are you -2?
On the power play.
Yeah.
In the,
no. What's your favorite fucking color? Colors are
I don't
fun.
even think about it.
I don't even care about color. I don't care.
I don't care about colors.
Answer the question.
Do you like fishing?
What? I don't
like anything.
I'll eat fish. Good Lord.
Where's your favorite place to vacation?
Goofy. Just be goofy for the look, man. Like you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the NHL. Like, no offense. The NHL needs all the help they can fucking get.
People want to chirp Zegras?
Fuck it, duck that dude.
For what?
At least he's fun. And he's like, I'll answer anything and I'll be funny and I'll make fun of myself because that's what's good for the game. Like, sorry, but like you guys need to be more
outgoing. What were your favorite holiday traditions growing up?
What? Oh, holidays are. I don't even know holidays. What do you mean?
I don't know. Ask my brothers.
Ask my brother. Ask them. I don't even know my brothers.
Well, I don't even want to talk to you right
Fucking
now.
just say something, dude. Good Lord.
We love you, Jackie.
Good, man. We love you, dude, and I love the Devils, and I love everything. It's just little things that the NHL, they're so
Where Caulfield's like, what? Barbie? Oh, I love Barbie.
Oh, Barbie, she's sexy. That's good. But like that's funny. But like the hockey players are funny when they're away from the fucking camera. For the most part. You got you sprinkled in some cats that don't give a shit. But most of the time, they're so robotronic that other sports are just like, what's up, baby? Da, 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 da. It's just hockey players, man. They're just like, they're guarded by the media for some reason. And they're very humble for the most part. And so that combination kind of like makes you boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if you're like too crazy, you get chirped for that too. But then again, I'd rather be a little bit more crazy and control you than be boring. Because you can't, it's hard to force somebody not to be boring. So anyway, it's all good, dude. This is petty shit. But
hey, JT Miller's pretty good with the media. He tells it like it is a lot of times.
Good.
You know what I mean?
like that. Yeah.
And he does he does shit like he'll put like cameras in his car on the way to the rink and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, just here, man. I'm here. I'm normal. Here, let me be normal to you. Like, I'll show you my personality a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's all good, man.
That's got to be one of the best cities to be an NHL star in.
What?
Vancouver. Oh, there's a lot of perks that come with that, dude. And it's a beautiful city. It's a great spot.
I like that city, man.
Get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Make a lot of money off the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and it's not quite. It's loud as Toronto. It is. I mean, they're crazy there.
It'd be nice to be a superstar in Chicago. It'd be nice to be a superstar in New York. It'd be nice to be a superstar in St. Louis. It'd be nice to be a superstar in Nashville. It'd be nice to be a superstar in Florida. It'd be nice, except for Arizona.
Oh, I could be a superstar there.
I know. You'd be just as popular as those guys right now because no one's watching. You're as popular as Clayton Keller down there right now, unfortunately. And we love Clayton Keller. But Clayton Keller could walk around and screaming his name to anybody around there and be like, what?
Hey,
who is this kid?
He should go like,
who's this handsome little bugger
out on the street? Do you know who Clayton Keller is?
They will have no idea, unfortunately. No, we watch Arizona State play.
Yeah. Wait, does he play for the Sun Devils?
Does he play for the Sun Devils? Oh, no. Oh, he plays for the what? The what? Coyotes. Coyotes. You know Coyotes?
Is he a relief pitcher?
You say the Sun Devil Coyote? No.
Does he play
Arizona
for the Diamondbacks?
I don't even think they get that many people down there.
Dude, I don't know how baseball makes that much money.
They play every single night with 50,000 seat stadiums.
No one's at the games.
They have TV markets, dude. They're on TV every single night.
Dude, no one's at the games.
They have a TV contract.
Even in St. Louis, I took my family to the game last week. Yeah. It was great, dude. We went on the field.
I saw it.
Into the broadcast booth and all that shit. They fucking got a bunch of autographs, dude. They loved it.
Yeah.
And there is something like cool about going to the ballpark.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You're outdoors. You're doing your thing.
Nobody's there.
Really?
Nobody's there.
Well, they announced 40,000.
50, 48 or whatever.
They announced it, and Chip Carey's like, another packed house, and they show the crowd, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" I saw the comment, like everybody posted that. Yeah. I love Chip Carey. He's got to do what he's got to do, man. Chip Carey's the announcer.
Let's get to JT.
Right,
yeah, brought to you by First Form, baby.
Yeah,
dude. When I'm at the ballpark, I see First Form like signage everywhere, like the biggest signs, like behind, like straight away center field. So if you see like moonshot home runs, it's like First Form. It's like great advertising placement, dude.
Yeah, man, dude, they're everywhere. And rightfully so. Nick, First Form, Nick texted me the other night. He's like, I was listening, and maybe I was talking about, I think I was talking about the worst years in human history, and I'm talking about it, and one of the young kids on the show goes, is it 2020? I go, I went over the worst years in human history, and of course, the young kid's like, 2020's got to be there. I go, you're fucking crazy. We have it so good now. So good. Even COVID, 9/11, all that. We have it so much better. It's unbelievable. 2020 wouldn't even be fucking close.
Well, Cam's got his First Form full-on outfit today, dude. Shirt, pants, and hat.
Every day, man.
That is a great walking billboard for First Form, man. People ever stop you on the street?
When I was in Florida, they did. They stopped me on the street here to say hi because it's me. Not because of First Form necessarily.
Oh, that's what you think. I don't think that's the case.
You think they look at First Form and
I think so.
You're Cam?
I think so.
They're like, you're Nick. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Hey, my wife
Nick's
is using my wife is using the hair and nails collagen stuff.
Yeah, you should.
And it's been great, dude.
It helps like
your hair grow.
Yeah, and your
hair like not grow, but
but look healthy. Healthy hair, healthy
nails. Yeah.
Unlike your fucking toenails. And he wears these stupid sandals. I hate sandals.
What's wrong with them?
Both of you guys. You look lazy. You look like you don't give a fuck where you're going. You do. You look like I'm on vacation. No, you look like if anything went down, you're fucking jammed up. If you had to you had to run somewhere, do something, anything.
These are like shoes.
If I had you at my house and shit went down, or I needed to move something, I can't even have you do it because you have stupid fucking sandals on. You couldn't carry a goddamn thing with those goofy ass things. Not to mention, I see your toenails. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see your toenails unless we're in a fucking pool or a beach. Sandals look lazy. You look unathletic.
You think swimming pools are clean?
Man, I don't know.
You think that shit works?
Depends on where you're at, baby.
You think that shit works?
Chlorine? Yes. Yes, I do. Salt water cleans your face. Chlorine does. I mean, yeah, dude. Is that picking up?
I'm here.
Is Brody eating? What's he eating right now?
I'm hearing this
fruit snacks or something.
The rapper heard around the world.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, it's the loudest.
Brody, I got you food.
It's the loudest rapper. He's like, you guys won't stop talking. I'm starving. You're starving me.
I know we're gonna be here for like 8 hours. Here, look at that, Brody. See, I fucking hook you.
Yeah, have a sandwich.
Brody, you want some chew?
But firstform.com/Cam and Strick. You got to use our link, as you know, and. Man, I just love when that package comes once a month.
Oh, God.
It's the greatest feeling.
Isn't that nice? It comes quick,
I will wait by the front door. I will look out the window.
So anyway, I wear all this First Form shit everywhere. And now I'm like, people are like, well, can you hook me up? I go, well, can't you go on their website? Look at all their stuff. They got so much stuff, man.
Yeah.
I go, you got to check out everything. Like they have all kinds. Dude, I got some winter clothes that they got now too. Nice zip ups for the fucking for the fall and stuff like that. I mean, they got it all, man. I truly do. And I love, the beef sticks that 20 grams of protein.
Yes.
I like the original, but now I tried the barbecue. Oh, dang!
It's got a little spice to it.
No. The other ones do. The breakfast ones have a little spice
breakfast
to it,
sausage
but the
ones.
Barbecue ones are gosh dang good.
Wow.
Good.
You should have 1 gram of protein per pound that you weigh. For those of you at home wondering how much protein to eat,
I need 250 grams of protein a day.
Yes, you do.
That's ridiculous.
Your goal weight. What's your goal weight? 215?
No, that's way too small. 225.
Too small.
Dude, that's my playing weight. I'm not getting down to my playing weight, or I'm gonna be miserable. Listen, there's still a balance to everything, guys. Like everybody's like, watch David Goggins. I'm like, dude, I get him. I respect the shit out of him. I don't want to be that crazy. I don't want to have to count my calories.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be like, I got to get another one in. I still want to drink my beer. I still want to party on the weekends. I still want to eat sometimes some shit food.
Yeah.
I could tighten some things up a little bit here. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to be psycho, but I need to balance it a little bit better.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Go there and go there today. All right, the Illinois Recovery Centers, Cam.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'll tell you what. When I hear from our friends over there at IRC, Chrissy and Erik.
Yeah.
And Chrissy's like, dude, we just had somebody show up today because they heard you guys on the... Man, that made my day, man.
He texts me. He goes, how do you feel? I go, what's up? He goes, how do you feel? We got some guys coming in here that are going to get help that said that you told them to come in here. How do you goddamn? I go, I feel fucking good about it. He goes, Cam, we're going to take care of them, and you know that.
Yeah.
I go, you're damn right. Good for you, man. I knew that was going to happen. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody. What is it, 1 out of 7? Like, it's like somebody you know that knows. There's so many people that are struggling that you wouldn't even know. You could look at them, they could hide it. I could hide things, dude.
Tell them I sent you.
Tell them, yeah, Andy sent you. They're going to be like, what? Just tell them that we both sent you, if anything. But, man, I love it, dude. I'm glad they're doing well. That place is fantastic. It's happy. Listen, you're going to go through hell, dude. I'm not fucking denying that, baby. You're going to have to go through it, and you're going to have to suck it up. But you want to be in a nice place to be able to get through that shit.
Yeah.
Because no matter where you're at, I don't give a fuck if you're in Hollywood in the nicest goddamn place that's $90,000 a month. You are going to go through hell.
Really?
Yes. No matter what. Getting off everything.
Yeah, because you're getting off something.
Yes, you're getting on
addiction.
it. It's not because of them. You could be, I'm just telling you, you're going to have to suck it. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to go in there. It's going to be easy. No, it's still on you. It's going to be tough, and you're going to get through it. They're going to help you as much as possible. But I tell you this right now, there's not a better place to be than right there in Swansea, Illinois.
I'm with you, man.
There's not a better. Yeah. These guys know exactly what the fuck you're going through, and they will help you in every way possible. But it's still on you.
Because they've been in your shoes
Yes, that's
before.
what I just said.
Yeah.
But it's still on you. It's still on you to be tough, because it's not going to be easy no matter what.
And sometimes it's just good to pick up the phone and have that conversation.
Yeah, man.
Just have that conversation.
Swansea, Illinois, baby.
And then take it from there and decide, which path you want to go to, or, you want to take things. Illinois Recovery Center. 888-743-0971. 888-743-0971. The new premier inpatient substance abuse facility. Just outside of St. Louis, but you can be anywhere, man. Doesn't matter where you are. All around the globe,
They'll take care of
you. They got a bed waiting for you.
Wait, by the way,
yeah,
a nice bed.
Yeah, a nice bed.
Oh, really
comfortable
nice bed.
one.
Comfortable,
Yeah,
big windows.
I know.
Green grass.
Getting help should not be difficult. With IRC, it's not.
Exactly.
And the Illinois Recovery Center's mission
and if you
is
have
to
any
be the receiving hand when someone is seeking help, Cam.
And if you guys have any questions, message me. I got everything open. All y'all know that. Twitter, both Facebook accounts, my Instagram. Message me and ask me questions. Yes. I will take care of you. I will answer your questions. I'll tell you more about this. I'll tell you more about whatever the fuck you're into. Just message me and I'll help you as much as I can.
And we can get you in touch with Chrissy too.
Of course, that's what I mean. Well. But sometimes people have questions before they want to even talk to them. Right, so, and I said I'm open.
Yeah, I'm open too.
And he's open too because he knows about what? What do you know about? What can you tell them about?
What do you mean?
So if they're like, man, I'm an alcoholic, tell me about it. Man, I'm eating painkillers every day. Tell me about it. Hey, I'm snorting a bunch of yak. I can't stop. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on heroin. Tell me about it. Hey, I'm on meth. Tell me about it. Yeah. What are you going to tell them?
Well,
because I know about all that.
Sometimes it's not what you tell them; it's just having a ear. Dude.
Yeah. Never mind me.
Be a
Message
listener.
Andy. Message Andy.
Be a listener. And you know what I can tell them? I can say, let me get you in touch with Chrissy.
Yeah.
And Erik.
Of course.
That's what
you're going to do.
I said, I got someone that can help you.
I had people ask me about Suboxone the other day. Like, man, just nonstop, dude. And I get back to them. So you got to do, man.
So give them a call and let us know how things are going too, man. We appreciate those who have obviously listened and then, found that next step, dude.
Yes. Absolutely.
Tesson Roofing.
Oh.
Brett Tesson, baby.
Shit kicker. Nicest guy in the world. He looks
very talented.
He looks like a shit kicker.
Very talented.
The nicest guy.
Roofers, you put in the same category as who?
Shit kickers.
Iron workers.
Roofing is a difficult, gosh dang job in the middle of goddamn Missouri. 110 degrees. Those guys work their fucking ass off, and they do a damn good job. That's why all the insurance companies want to deal with them. Man, I'm telling you, Brett, dude, he's got this thing going, and he's got it going strong. And there's all kinds of fucking storms going on, man. Dude, we're in August, and there's crazy storms. I woke up in the middle of the night because my phone went off on a tornado warning. Friday night, my phone blows up. It's 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn it on channel 2, and it just went over our house, and it didn't form, and it just missed us, and all of a sudden it dissipated. But it woke me up in the middle of the night, and there's headwinds out the wazoo. We're getting shit on left and right in Missouri, and the roofs are getting fucked up. Everything's getting fucked up, and these guys are probably busy as hell. You better give them a call and let them take care of your shit, because they will take care of you. A lot of storms going on in Missouri.
Yeah, and they're coming too. We're not past storm season, just so you know, Cam.
Well, yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
No, this is past.
We got half of August.
It is past storm season, but the storms are still coming, and so it's bizarre. We haven't had this much kind of crazy stuff in August in a long time, but it's here, and your roofs are fucked up, and you got to get on it now, and you got to call Tesson Roofing.
Yeah, you do, and ask about that nano shield.
Yeah, dude.
Because when it's 100 degrees outside, guess what? In your house, it's nice, cool, and comfortable.
Man, you save.
People are like, wow, you don't even have your air conditioning turned up. Why is it so cool in here? Nano shield.
Save money. It's hot as fuck in Missouri. You got to shut your goddamn house down. Do everything you can to hold in that AC.
It's a spray.
Because it costs out the ass right now.
It's a spray cam. That's what they use. It's like almost like a paint.
Your electric bill, dudes. Whoa, everything's going up.
Tell me about it.
Everything's expensive now. Inflation, everything still inflated as a motherfucker. You got to get little things done to your house to save you money, and Nano Shield is like the number one thing.
There is the spray that's applied. It's like formulated to withstand extreme weather conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like extreme heat.
And that's what we have
hail
here.
Damage, all that.
We have extreme weather. We do, man. Hardcore weather here.
10-year limited systems warranty, too. So they don't even have to come back and like do anything for 10 plus years anyway.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
TessonRoofing.com. Check that out. Get there today. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you.
Yeah.
But again, if you're looking for a new roof or to basically protect your roof and your house, this is the only guy to turn to.
Damn right.
Sparks and Sparks skate sharpeners, Cam. You know, tryout season's going on right now. A lot of kids going to the rinks. Very nervous time. You know, it's very hard for coaches.
It's a fun time, man.
It's a fun time.
It's a good time, yeah.
But, you know, a lot of kids get, it's tough when they don't make a team, stuff like that too, man. So that is very, very hard.
I get that, but that's a good learning experience too, just so you know.
Yeah.
But don't not make a team because your skates are fucked up, because
right.
stupid-ass weirdo fuckboy Seth sharpened your skates after beating his dick off all night.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying,
oh, my God.
to God knows what. Maybe your neighbor, maybe this, who the fuck knows? He's a weirdo, and he's sharpening your skates. Unacceptable.
Where's he doing that?
At the skate sharpening place, because you don't have
at
sparks.
At the hockey shop.
Yeah, at the hockey shop.
So, like, you avoid Seth by having your own sparks. Just get your own sparks.
He's pissed at the world.
It's taken my
He's a weirdo.
Skate sharpening to the next level, Cam.
Creeping
Plus,
out
it's a professional sharpening.
Yes,
it's the best skate sharpening. I never have issues. My kid never has issues. It's like when I'm running around like last second trying to make sure the bag, everything's in his bag and everything, and like you haven't sharpened the skates, I can go downstairs and be done within like 5 minutes. It's incredible. Honestly, it's the greatest thing.
No, go to Seth.
Yeah, well, or you can go to Seth at the who doesn't know anything about skates.
You go to Seth.
Doesn't know anything about hockey, and he's sharpening your skates.
Here's another thing. Besides him like killing animals and creeping out the neighbors and shit and looking up who the fuck knows what on the computer, check that history out. That son of a bitch is so shady. You go in there and get your skate shot. He's going to take your credit card. Who knows what he's going to do with your fucking information.
Oh, you think he's writing down your number?
He knows where you live.
That would be...
He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I would avoid that.
Don't go to Seth.
Man.
Get Sparks. Psycho.
They were talking about firing Seth, and he just, because he doesn't show up. Never on time.
He's a nutbag.
Terrible performance.
Yeah, he's sharpening your... Yeah. Hey, he's got tryouts. Go to Seth. You nuts. You're nuts.
Yeah, right. I got tryouts. I'm trying to make the team. I'm on the bubble. I've got to perform.
Yeah.
And I'm taking my skates to Seth.
The fuck boy. Yeah. No, don't do it.
Use the promo code Cam and Strick. That's what you do. Promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Black Friday, not too far away. Actually.
Andy loves Black Friday, probably. I bet you Andy goes out and shops on Black Friday.
At midnight?
At midnight. Runs into Walmart, pushes people out of the way.
Waits at the door.
With his sandals
Gets
on.
there at like 10 o'clock.
Andy acts like he's going to go get that TV for $10 off. because he don't, he likes to save as much money as possible. But then he brings his sandals there, and everybody just runs him over. All the women run over. Andy's the only dude in there, and he gets run over by all the women. You do go Black Friday, don't you?
Never been. Sure. But, I see these people, Cam. I think they're crazy.
They are.
To go shopping at night. I got to have that toaster.
Yeah. I got to save $3. It's not worth it.
I know, man. But some stuff you can get some great deals.
I'm not chirping people that want to save money.
But now Cyber Monday, you do it online.
But these guys are fighting each other and shit.
Yeah. Do it online.
Well, now they just steal everything.
Have you seen the people who just steal?
Andy, they're not. Listen.
Do they just let them go?
Yes, companies now have it in their contract with their employees. You're not allowed to stop any thief. So these psycho dumb fuck weirdos go in there and steal all kinds of shit. Now they're going to like Rodeo Drive and going into Louis Vuitton and stealing shit. And no one's doing anything.
Stores and shit.
Yes. Or they'll go into a supermarket and steal all the laundry detergent because they sell it like that.
Who do they sell it to?
Dipshits. Other dipshits for like half off.
Back in my day, no one was like slanging laundry detergent,
Whatever you can make a buck on.
In my neighborhood.
Whatever you can make a buck on, they'll make it. They walk in there like, no, they don't even put masks on, and they steal it. Nothing happens. And if
they just nonchalantly just stack their
how about this
backpack.
one? Yeah, exactly. How about this one time? Like these two poor Asian owners of this like convenience store that probably came from fucking nothing. Who knows where they came from? Fucking tyrants probably came over, busted their ass, brought their family over here, so they own a convenience store. And some weirdo dipshit comes in and bullies them and steals their shit on a daily basis. And one time he did it again, and the two employees beat the shit out of him.
They did.
And the news reporter's like, oh, this is disturbing. And he barely, you're hitting him with like a stick.
Like a broom handle.
Yeah, like a broom handle. And the anchor's like, okay, this is disturbing. They beat this poor man who was just trying to steal and blamed it on the owners instead of the thief.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's the trend that's going, and it's ridiculous.
That's not.
I hate it.
The social media reaction was like good for the shop owners.
Normal people, yeah. but
Those
like the corporate, well, the people that are saying that are normal, but the corporate people are like, well, this is unacceptable. You can't do that. What? He's stealing from me.
You just see that. And
he did it 15 times.
In fact, Cam, real quick before we move on to Bellman. There are people who have been fired from their job for trying to stop the thieves.
This poor girl was just like, I'm just going to shut the door or something. And she gets fired. It was like Lululemon or something. Like, whatever. Hey, did you see Billy Bush come out?
I saw the interview with TMZ.
All y'all out there, Anheuser-Busch. Like, Andy and I know the Bushes because we're in St. Louis and stuff like that. And I partied with one of them down on Lake of the Ozarks back in the day. Doesn't matter. But Billy Bush, who's away from it now, of course, they sold to InBev. They sold the Cardinals in the 90s, which was like the dumbest thing they've ever done. And because the Cardinals were worth $2 billion now, and they sold it for like $350.
You think they regret that?
Of course. They'd be still own the Cardinals.
Yeah, but
they're worth $2 billion.
They have billions of dollars anyway.
Yeah, I know, but you have more. When you're rich, you always want more. It's fine. But anyway, Billy Bush, who's one of the sons, comes out in an interview and says, my ancestors be rolling in their fucking grave right now, basically, because of the Dylan Mulvaney.
But then he handled himself terribly in the interview.
He made a point. He
had a hard time making his point.
Well, it's a hard time saying that.
No, he had a hard time, if you watch the entire interview, not just that one quote, it was like he just couldn't communicate what he was trying to say very well. It's not his strength. And you know what?
No offense. I know what he's trying to say.
He wasn't. No, I know that.
Right, come on.
But he wasn't going on there to talk about that. He was supposed to be going on to talk about his book.
Oh, really?
So somebody like him would have been prepared for those type of questions. And he was not prepared for those type of questions.
How can you not expect a question about Dylan Mulvaney when Bud Light, your biggest top seller, is in the fucking red?
He was putting himself in a corner. He made a comment about transgender. Then they asked him a question and he couldn't.
He's just like,
they were like, that is not a choice. That is an identity or something like that. And it was just going on and on and on. And it was,
he can't win with them.
I thought a more shrewd individual could have navigated through the questions and just.
It's not easy,
what I'm saying?
Man. It's not easy when we got big. They have rights. No, I know they have rights.
I bet you if the family was listening, they'd be like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have had Uncle Billy doing that interview.
I bet you.
But if it was
knowing his kids, I don't think they give a fuck.
If it was I know. But if it was Aunt so and so or cousin so and so, they'd probably be like, oh, they probably would have owned the interviewers. You know what I'm saying? Or just been able to have a.
Oh, I get that because everybody in the family is like, no. We're losing money. Or, well, Our product, our product that we invented.
Go watch it and then come back to me.
I get it. I don't need to. Because I know what he said and I agree with what he said because his ancestors are rolling over in their grave right now seeing this shit.
Well, they're rolling over
you don't need to do it.
Because they sold the Cardinals too.
Yeah, and that is more than anything. They sold the Cardinals in the 90s. When they're going through like this weird phase in the 90s where they weren't very good, and Anheuser-Busch owned the Cardinals and they sold it for like $350 million. And now the Cardinals are $2 billion.
If you owned anything,
any baseball team
that owned $2 billion, that was worth $2 billion, would you sell it right away?
It depends on if I like owning a team and being a part of that process. And I've had money my whole life. Like, why do I need to take all the chunk out now? I'm already living the best life possible.
I'm ready. Like, how's that going to change my life?
How's it going to change? Exactly. So I'm already.
It's never going to be. We're never going to be in the red.
No, it's like I like to go to the games and be the big dog.
And make sure my son has a job. And
exactly.
All that, you know what I mean? Not in a bad way. I'm just being, you know what I mean?
No, of course. If you own the Cardinals, Ty's working there.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be something.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, when they sold it, I don't know why they did that. That was a bad mistake. And they sold to InBev and whatnot. They're fine, but yeah, the whole Dylan Mulvaney. It's not necessarily her, Dylan Mulvaney, and I'm calling her.
Maybe we'll get Billy Bush on.
It was the CEO of marketing, the chick that comes out like, "Hi, I know what's best for things, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get away from these like college frat boy style, and we're gonna go in a different direction, okay?" And then she doubled down on it, and people are like, "Fuck you."
People don't like you talking about politics. Remember,
dude. This is a big deal.
It is.
This is a worldwide deal. Like, what are you talking about?
Worldwide, yeah, I know.
See Joe Biden tweet out about the USA team.
So he said he was proud of them, right?
He goes, "I'm so proud. What a great run you had." Great run.
That's because I feel like
because they baby these women. They baby them so much.
But
how about just say, listen, if that was a men's team, you'd be like, "You fucking idiots."
He wouldn't have said that.
No.
His
I know.
people need to prepare him for what the fuck
he's not saying that. He has no clue. You think he's tweeting that?
No.
You think he has a say and he's out of it.
That's what I mean. Like his people are fucking.
This is so. But they've been doing it the whole time. He probably is like, that's fun. So it's so
great run. They don't even know they didn't have a run.
They didn't have a run. That's how stupid they are, and because they have to protect them because they're children. Those are grown ass women that make good money. They probably make too much money. Equal pay. You don't deserve equal pay to the men, but you kind of are.
BG was taking a leave of absence.
Mental health. I saw that.
But she probably has been through some fucking shit.
Yeah, man.
I can understand.
I'm not chirping that, dude. Fuck no.
She's probably like,
she's in fucking Russia.
Right,
and you know
now,
when she came back from Russia, she's like, no, I like the United States.
Yeah.
So a wake-up call for her. It's all good. As long as you recognize that. I just hate when people bash the United States so bad, but yet you're fucking, you WNBA players are making over $100,000 a year. Like, in a percentage, like, you're doing fucking good compared to tons of people. Shit, in the world, you are top 99.99% in the world.
Dennis Rodman's daughter, who plays on the U.S. girls team, and she's cool as shit, too.
Yeah.
See, no one talks about her.
I've heard about her.
She's the highest paid player in the women's professional soccer league, which I didn't even know they had one, which was cool. So she's getting paid, but you don't even hear about her, dude. You don't hear about any of the. It's just always that's what is annoying me. It's like everyone is happy that they lost because of one chick.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are because they're annoyed by the loudness of some of these
of the past team.
Yeah, well, this team, like, they're fucking loud and annoying. But no one cares about women's sports unless something drastic happens.
But people get into the World Cup; they always have.
Well, that's a big time
and they've
deal.
been successful.
But my point is, like, why don't they talk about her? Because no one cares unless something big happens. You know what I mean?
But now, I mean, this has got to hurt. Winning is what makes them money.
Of course.
With endorsements and all
everything.
That shit. So this hurts a lot of the women's sports by not having success.
Winning heals everything.
Again, use our promo code for Sparks, baby. Cam and Strick. Do it today. Bellman and Bellman.com. Cam, at Bellman, you get no what?
Swinging dicks.
I'm thinking about getting a new car. Actually,
like what?
I'm car shopping, actually.
You don't like your Volvo anymore?
Well, my wife's lease is coming up on her car. So, I don't know what we're going to do yet. Got to figure it out.
I like that fucking Jeep Gladiator I got. You can get one of Bellman. I'll tell you that right now.
So I was talking to somebody last night. They're going to go look at a Jeep L or something like that. Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, badass, cool. Yeah. Because this is a toy. This Jeep Gladiator I have is a toy. It's got 37-inch rims on it. It's gigantic. It's like a Hummer. It's not conducive for you and your travel and taking Thai places. It's cool for me to go off roading out yonder and do my thing. I love it. It's a toy.
But that Jeep Grand Cherokee,
badass.
Dude.
They're badass. Yeah. Jeep Grand Cherokees are awesome. They're big enough, hockey bag, whatnot. Yeah. Take it on trips. You can get a fucking souped up one that goes pimp out, loud, badass, stocky. Looks like it's cool. It's got a good stance on it.
The best deal you're gonna get is at Bellman. Dude.
Damn right, baby.
Even if your credit's shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. They'll take care of you.
They'll take care. They'll probably give you sushi when you get there too.
Stupid thing to say. That's a turnoff to people. I bet you Dan's like, Andy, shut the fuck up about sushi.
No, because that's how they treat you.
They're like, what? Like sushi?
Yeah.
At a car dealership? It's like eating sushi at a gas station or something.
Cam,
Jesus.
You be the first one to do that.
I eat it at the grocery store.
Yeah, I know it's not as good there, but I'll get it from the grocery store.
So it's not bad. They make it just there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy's right there. I go, what's up, baby? We'll hit the rock. And he hooks me up. Yeah. It's nice.
So go to Bellman today. Where's Bellman located?
Troy, Missouri. Try.
Say hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what up, homie?
Used to be my homie.
What up?
Used to be my ace.
What up, Dale? What up, Kenny? What the fuck's up?
Dale, baby.
Dale. God dang, Dale.
Fuck. Kenny, what you up to?
Kenny, what you up to, boy?
All right, let's get to JT Miller.
Let's go.
On this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast, enjoy this. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form. Use our link, firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
They are the real deal.
Get your protein, get your bars, get your apparel, get everything you need from the one and only First Form.
Yeah.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Now to the interview. JT.
What up, homeboy?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Where are you at? Are you in the car? Or are you chilling out at home? Are you back in Vancouver?
No, I'm in Pittsburgh right now, and I went someplace quiet, so I am in my car.
Cool, man.
Hey, listen, that's what you got to do. Listen, we have see Cam wouldn't know. When you have 3 kids, you got to go sit in the car to do these interviews.
Oh my God, I can't stand them. I literally can't stand them.
Dude, I hear you. So you're from East Palestine?
Yeah, I'm from there originally. I haven't been there in years. My parents split up in middle school, and all the hockey in that time was in Pittsburgh anyway. And as if you know, East Palestine's right on the border, so we did all the commuting over here. So we've just kind of been over here since, and I mean, since I was 12 years old, basically. So,
did you anybody like any of your family still there? They got rocked by that train derailment that fucking spilled all that chemicals and shit.
Oh, I know, it was crazy, right? My grandparents, my mom's mom and my dad's mom and dad still live, I would say one's 15 and one's 20 minutes away. But they're all good. We asked them to come live at our house, and they're like, basically said, we've had a good run. We're sticking it out.
They get any money from that? They should.
You know, that's a good point. I don't know. I got to ask them.
Yeah. But, I'm just curious. That was a big story.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. No, heck yeah, it was. It was crazy when that happened. I couldn't really believe it.
That's good, man. So you're in Pittsburgh. So you grew up playing for like the Pittsburgh Hornets. Like, did they become the junior Pens? Is that how it works? Like, or is that program still around?
No, the Hornets are no longer around. We used to play out at this place called Neville Island, and then Lemieux built the UPMC Lemieux Center up in Cranberry, which is kind of where we're at now, ironically. So the Hornets are no longer a thing. And then the Pens Elite, I'm pretty sure, a really good organization. A lot of good players.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're young, like you had to travel all the time to kind of get away from your small town, go to Pittsburgh, do your thing. Like, was that hard on your parents? Did that cost a lot more money? Like, how'd that go down?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot for my parents. You know, I've said, you know, in many interviews that, you know, I wouldn't be in the spot I was in if it weren't for them. You know, my mom traveled a lot for work at that time. And then my dad was, you know, he's been a bricklayer for 25 years. So he'd have to work for 8 hours in the sun, drive home, and drive me and my little brother an hour and back to practice every day. So it was rough. Glad it all paid off. And, you know, it was hard. I mean, obviously, when we started playing travel hockey for the Hornets, it was definitely a way more expensive game. And I know back then it's not like we had a whole lot of nickels to rub together. So I'm very, very thankful thankful.
Hey, listen,
he's a blue collar son of a bitch, Andy.
But are you like are you American or are you a Canadian now? I mean, listen, you're always American, but like I talked to some of these guys who are born in the U.S. but played in Canada for a long time, and they played junior in Canada. They basically say I'm basically Canadian now, you know. But do you always maintain those American roots or what?
Oh, for sure. That's no disrespect to Canada. I'm not switching. I ain't switching.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just mean like in terms of the lifestyle, like living there and whatever. You know, like you like living in Canada, like playing in Canada. It's just a completely different world.
I like playing in Canada. Like it's a passionate fan base. You know, it's kind of weird. Tampa was the most blue collar place I've played. You know, out of the three teams by far. I mean, just the Rangers environment, being downtown Manhattan, and then kind of going to, kind of similar, just a lot less people out in Vancouver. You get kind of used to it, but where I come from, it's a lot different.
So you thought Tampa was like blue collar, slowed down, but still nice though. Like, man, you could find some badass places down there and live a good life.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, 100%. It's great. It's definitely a slower version of living down there. I think that actually since I've left, they've kind of grown it up a lot down by the rink there, and it's a lot more. There's probably twice as much to do there now than when I was there, even 5 years ago.
I know, man. Can you have downtime in Vancouver? Like, if you want to hide and go to dinner with your wife, like, can you do that, or it's just like it's hard to do?
No, I can for sure. I live in West Vancouver, so I'm on the North Shore, and I'm the only guy over there, and it reminds me of home a little more. It's peaceful, it's quiet, and all the fans have been fans. The people that live over there, it's an older crowd. It's not like downtown.
Mm-hmm.
They're very respectful. It's more of a nice game or nice turnover or whatever the hell they want to say, but it's quick and to the point.
So how long? Oh my God, nice turnover. That's what they would say in Canada. That you'd never get that here in St. Louis. Actually,
I know.
A fan on
they
the
just
street.
kiss your ass here.
Listen, they're passionate, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I get that, man. I do get that. How's it like? Even getting around in Vancouver. Vancouver's beautiful, very expensive, but like, is it tough getting from point A to point B? I heard the highway system's kind of funky over there. It's hard to get like around because it's so scattered.
Yeah, it could be hard. It's like anywhere. I mean, the guys give me a hard time all the time for commuting an hour in and out, but it's not that bad. It's it takes me probably about 15-20 minutes in the morning, and then 15-20 minutes post game. I guess the hard part really is that it's called a Lionsgate Bridge. It's going from the downtown to the North Shore, and it could be a shit show, no doubt. Like, it's very, very, it's only 3 lanes. You got the Victoria traffic, the Whistler traffic, and like I said, a lot of people in a small place. So I go to games really early. Like, I get there just before 4 o'clock. So I try to leave, around 3:20 or so, 3:30. And I would say on average about 30-35 minutes. But honestly, like, when I came into the league and was playing for the Rangers, I mean, it took me 35 minutes to go like 15 blocks. So it seems like nothing.
Listen, man, there's been some guys who are from Pittsburgh who have now come into the NHL. Like, we had John Gibson on not too long ago. Brandon Saad lives here, playing here for the Blues and whatever. So, like, there's been more and more Pittsburgh guys. But, like, was that on the radar for you? Like, when you were a young kid, were you thinking, like, hey, man, I can make it? Like, was it all about hockey for you as a young kid?
How young are you talking?
12.
1.
Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, I mean, definitely, hockey's been a part of my life the whole way. But, I played a lot of sports up until it got to the point where my parents were spending so much money for me to play this travel hockey. I wasn't, I'm now missing football practice all the time and stuff like that. And, I really got to play a lot of golf at a young age. I got to play a lot of baseball as a kid. And I don't know, hockey it got more serious starting at like 12 years old. It was a first year travel hockey. Man, we played like 65 games. We're traveling all over. We have national tournaments, and it was just another level. And it was the best organization around. My parents, like I said, they spent everything they had to give me that opportunity. And, it's, as at 12 years old, being that competitive it's a unique thing. And I was there up until the national team. So I think I spent 4 or 5 seasons there, and they were first class all the way.
Hey, yeah. Well, I played football too, so I'm just curious.
Oh God.
Hey, what position did you play for football?
Back then, I was much shorter and a lot chubbier, believe it or not. So they just told me to block people. I love the physicality of it. Obviously, that was like the fun part. I played football or quarterback a little bit, but honestly, we handed the ball off so much, I got so bored. So I played like tight end, and I played linebacker pretty much the entire time. I think I got to play for 3 or 4 years. I loved it though. It was so different.
Yeah, but it's not fun compared to hockey.
That's not true.
No. Andy, like they tell you what to do. So if you're on offense, they're like, oh, you got to go down this hole and block that guy and get stepped on and have that 300-pounder fall on you. In hockey, like you're in charge of what you want. Like if I want to go crush a guy, you want to take the puck, you could, like it's just more freedom out there. Like I played football too, man. Like it was fun playing defense here and there, but it's not as fun as hockey. Hockey's just like you're free.
Yeah, no, I think to a point, it's almost easier in hockey because, like you said, you don't feel restricted. I feel like when I played, I had a tough attention span at that age, in particularly. And when they handed me the playbook, I looked at these things. I was like, "What the hell am I reading right now?"
Oh, dude.
And I think that's why I respect the guys in the NFL now, like a quarterback or something, is how much knowledge they have to process, and I guess the amount of control they can have over a game is pretty badass. So, yeah, and plus I wasn't very good at football too. I might want to throw that in there.
I know.
How are your coaches, by the way?
I know. Were they crazy?
Were they grabbing your face mask like, get over here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, especially back then. I'm sure you can't do any of that now, but yeah, it was rough. I would definitely take the bagger practices in 50 degrees versus 110 in the summer, all summer long. That's for sure.
Hey, don't you think though, like, because I obviously didn't play in the NHL or anything, but I played football and played hockey. But don't you think playing football gave you an advantage when you played hockey? Like it's like a different mentality that a lot of other like hockey players just don't understand because they maybe haven't been in that environment before.
Yeah, it was just so different. And I think honestly, it probably, I found myself a little bored sometimes. Like, and it was like I didn't get to do it in high school because hockey was so, like, I was missing so many practices. So I played, I think, the 3 years in middle school as I played, and then my 8th grade year, my coach was like, I can't put you on the field if you don't practice. I understand you're playing hockey and all that. So it came to a pretty quick halt. But I think, baseball was the one that worked out for timing. As soon as hockey was over, it's like baseball started, and I played in school in the spring and then played with my Pittsburgh friends in the summer on different teams, and that was the best.
Did people not understand like what you were doing like in Pittsburgh? Because I'm sure there's a handful. It's like here in St. Louis, man, you play hockey, but no one else in your neighborhood was playing hockey. You're like very few others in your school are playing hockey, and you're traveling, you're going out of town every weekend, and then all of a sudden you go to the U.S. program. It's just like different, probably, right? Versus what everybody else is doing.
Oh, very much. The town of East Palestine, Ohio, because like I said, I was commuting all those times to go to Pittsburgh and back. So the only schools I went to for school were East Palestine, elementary, middle, and high school for 2 years, and then the national team in Ann Arbor. So I don't think anybody ever played hockey before in East Palestine. I'm almost positive. And so me and my brother were like the first ones to kind of play. And trust me, it was a very confusing thing for my teachers to, for how much school I was missing. 40, 50 days of school a year. So, very hard to explain to them that, hey, this is going to be worth it one day. And then you go to Michigan and it's just a total different animal. Everybody on every corner plays hockey there. It's just more of a consistent thing when we got there. And obviously at the level we were playing at.
Dude, I get the same thing. I went through the same shit in Eureka, Missouri, man. But East Palestine, it is a kind of a bizarre name for an Ohio town. But explain, how big is it? Is there 2 bars? Does everybody know everybody? How big is that town?
It's small. I want to say it's I'm sure there's smaller ones out there, but I want to say it's 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Yeah. And
the town over my mom and dad grew up in was one stoplight type of deal. And the one about an hour away my grandparents grew up in was K through 12 in the same building, crazy. So it's I think it was one classroom even. So hockey is just not a thing there. I think it's become more of a thing now. With Youngstown having, I'm only 20-minute drive to Youngstown from East Palestine. So, that's probably the next best thing, but that wasn't always around. So.
Yeah, they just won the USHL championship this past year too, man. We got some kids from St. Louis who played on that team.
Did nice.
Yeah. So, listen, why didn't you go to North Dakota? And I'm curious, and I get why you didn't go. You're a first-round pick. Probably felt like maybe the O was the quickest path to get to the NHL. But how does that go down? Do you call the coach at North Dakota and be like, "Listen, I'm not coming"? What's that phone call like? And what was their reaction when they found out?
Yeah, to be honest, I had offers from pretty much every school starting at 9th and 10th grade, and especially into 11th grade. So it's I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Clearly, I guess my point being is I was the last person on my national team to commit to a school. In my senior year, I had offers for years. I never really know what I wanted to do. And, for that time being, I think it was around January-ish, 2011, somewhere in there, at the crossover, the second half of my senior year. I was like, North Dakota was rocking at that time. They're not a crazy over, I don't have to be a genius to go there type of thing. And, it was a good fit it was like a perfect fit for me. And their track record of getting guys in the NHL were obviously fantastic. So I still think at the end of the day, there was a little uncertainty of what I wanted to do. And then after the draft, I met with a couple of the scouts and a couple of the old assistant GMs, and they just said, "Hey, we respect you. Like, we think that you have a chance no matter what, but we think that, we have a history of sending guys major junior. We think that's the best way." So I think that was the conversation that kind of, turned me over. And trust me, the phone call to my mother and my father and told them I don't want to go to college was the harder one than calling Dave Hackstall to let him know I wasn't coming. So that one, but honestly, everything worked out obviously well. And I, it was a hard call. I remember I was with my dad, and, him and my mom were very supportive of the decision and why. And when I remember we were in the car my dad and I were going somewhere, and I called Dave on the way, and that was a hard phone call.
Yeah, man.
So did you even know what the OHL was?
I just heard of it and heard it's, they obviously have tons and tons of NHLers come from the CHL. So, and honestly, I mean, I hate to lie, but North Dakota was really far away, and Plymouth was a 3.5-4 hour drive. So it kind of, you're 18 years old. I mean, it definitely played a factor. I mean, a very family oriented guy, and love coming home and love spending time with them, and knowing that they're going to be able to continually come out whenever they want and drive up and Route 80 and watch me play. I'm not going to lie, that definitely went into it.
No, that makes a huge difference.
North Dakota is beautiful in the wintertime.
I hear it's nice. I hear it's nice. But they had their run, man. They were like, pumping out guys left and right for a while.
But so is Plymouth.
So, So you get to the Rangers though. Like, were the guys good to you? Like, you're the first round pick. Like, was Alain Vigneault, like, I mean, he just announced his retirement, man. Like, was he okay to play for? Did he give you like a real opportunity? Like, what was your experience like when you first got to the Rangers?
Well, when I first got there, it was the lockout year. That was my rookie season. I was drafted in 11 and then went to Plymouth for 1, and then actually played during the lockout. I was in Connecticut playing for Hartford. And then the season, I guess, started back up again. And Tortorella was my first coach. So that was a humbling experience for me, especially hunky, skilled, and, thinks the shit doesn't stink type of guy, which I still don't think it does. But he will humble you pretty quickly. And then to jump from him to Alain Vigneault, like Alain and I'm sure you guys know, but we had a rocky relationship, but I think at the end of the day, it was all for the better of me. And I've said that openly. And, honestly, I think he's helped me create a standard for myself that I now look to see in my teammates and, continually do to myself that, I think that, he's had such a great track record on every team he's been on. It's been pretty amazing. And, we always butted heads, but like I said, I was 20 and 21, 22 years old. Like, those are some hard years, and he was hard on me, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, I think it helped create the player that I am now.
Isn't it interesting how that plays out? Like, at the time, like, you fucking probably hate the guy.
Man.
Yeah. And then
you say you hate him, but it's like an immature thing where you just say you hate him because he won't play it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, there's probably a reason behind the not playing.
So what happened? Like, how would you define your time with the Rangers, man? Because listen, everyone always knew you had the ability, and for them to move you, like, why do you think that was? Like, what would you have done differently if you were back there in New York?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think I spent parts of 6 years there, give or take, parts of 5 years, something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a hard team to get on, first of all. Like, that was, every year they're either, pushing for the President's Trophy. They made the playoffs how many years in a row? It was like 9 out of 10 year stretch, maybe even more than that.
Big dog veterans, too.
Yeah, like I was just going to say, like some of like Hall of Famers, like guys that I couldn't get in the lineup. I was on a very short leash, and it's because of what that team was made of. And to say I'd change a lot, it'd be different because I learned so much about what the playoffs were like at such a young age, and then haven't had the success recently. It's created like more of a drive to want to get back there. And I think that's kind of a blessing in disguise. So I don't think I'd change anything, to be honest. I've learned so much, and there's so much still obviously to learn, but being humbled at that young of an age, I think is a really good thing. And I think that, I feel like I've gotten better and more comfortable every year. And I think that's probably why.
See, man, it's interesting. Like, to get drafted and go to a good team, I think is such a completely different experience. And some of these young guys, they get drafted like early, and they're in the NHL playing on shitty teams right off the bat. #1 power play in the lineup every game, and they probably
don't care about losing.
They don't get the same type of experience, man. You probably see that now, like throughout your career with these young guys who come in, and you're just like, man, I didn't have it that easy, when I first came into the NHL.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was playing in the Garden in the playoffs, 19 years old up until 24. I mean, you tell me what you would rather have, right? So, not a ton of success came personally, and it took me way longer than it should have to figure that out, as we all probably know. So, I don't know. I think it was, honestly, it's hard to trade it because I haven't had a whole lot of playoff time since then, and man, I would do anything to get back there. So
let me ask you about, okay, so New York, you're a young kid. You're not making, relatively speaking, you're not making that much money, and you're in New York. Like, okay, I know Madison Square Gardens is awesome. You got celebrities watching. It's a packed house every night. You're a big dog. But just how's the living experience when you're kind of making, I guess, minimum wage at the time, and like you're trying to find a fucking apartment. You're like, oh, I'm a professional hockey player. Oh, let me check this apartment out. And it's like, 400 square foot with a bunch of rats everywhere, and it's like $4,000 a month. Like, how was that experience, and like, where'd you live?
Yeah, well, we kind of lived, I guess the first 3 years, I was getting called up and sent down a lot. So, as you know, it's more like extended stay places, like little closer to the rink type of stuff. But, once I was on the team, we lived in Tribeca, we lived in Upper West Side, and then we lived out in Rye, New York, outside the city there, which I think a lot of the guys end up living there now anyway. And it's crazy. It's just such a different, like I said, the lifestyle that I come from prior, and then to hop into that, it's just full go. I mean, I was just like lost. Yeah. And like you said, I mean, I just remember coming home and having enough money to get through the summer to get back and it was the exact, but like you said, I mean, 800 square feet, and I'm paying $6,000 a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not finding a place for $4,000.
I said like, 400 square foot for $4,000.
Listen, when you said $4,000 a month, I got to know where that was, because
it's in the cheap part.
You're paying $4,000 a month just to park your car, man.
No shit.
No, I had an SUV or I had a Dodge Durango, and it was $850 a month to park it.
Jesus,
oh my
man.
God!
I know, man. I mean,
that's people's like mortgage here.
I know.
It's wild. It was wild. It was such a foreign place to me, and it was like a 6-hour drive from home. It was nuts.
Hey, did you like Coop when you played for him in Tampa Bay? And what was that like leaving Tampa Bay and then seeing them, have some success there, winning cups?
Oh, it was great. I mean, he, another situation where I got to right after I got traded, I played with Cooch and Stammer, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, this is easy, this is like how you're supposed to do it. But another team that was so deep. And then the next year was, we lost in Game 7 to Washington at home in the conference final, one game away from going to the final. And then next year, I mean, when we said, I don't remember how many wins, was it 62 wins or something crazy? So I was just more of a depth role on that team, which is, like I said, everybody wants more, but you kind of understand your position there. And, I learned a lot there too, because, you could have, look at the team we had there. We got swept 4 straight by Columbus. So just another kind of another wacky year. But it was so fun. So many good friends from that team still. And I honestly could not be happier that they won. They're most deserving, one of the most deserving group in the league. They've been top of the league since I've been playing pro in that lockout year. And, I'm just so happy for the success that Stammer and those guys have gotten, because it's very well deserved.
Okay, so listen, you're on that team, and like you said, like historic season, Tampa Bay, you get swept by Columbus and in the first round, and then you see Boston lose this year after having their season. Were you surprised? Of course you're surprised to see Boston lose, but what is it though that makes it more difficult than people probably understand when you just coast through the regular season and then all of a sudden the playoffs just hit you right in the face?
Yeah, man, listen, it's totally a surprise, but I think that team that beat them is surprising everybody, so it's, I think the only thing that comes to mind, and I was, over the year, I was like, once the playoffs started, I was playing devil's advocate with my teammates. I'm like, you guys watch out for Florida, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't even that. It's like, and I felt like we had a sense of comfort in the regular season in Tampa. It's like, I think it was we were 3 or 4 points difference than them. It was almost identical. And it's like, you have I don't know if you've gone through enough adversity. You win every game, you hold on to leads, you got stud hockey players that can kind of win you some games, then a little adversity hits you, and it kind of, I'm not saying you don't know how to handle it, but I'm saying I think winning that many during the regular season, I'm using 2 examples, but they seem to be very similar situations.
So when you played in New York and dealing with everything in New York, although great, and you're a big dog there, and it's the biggest market going, but then you get to Tampa, Were you like, damn, okay, everything's more chill. Yeah, we still have fans. We have a great team, but everything's
you can drive.
Everything's fucking easier to deal with. Like, did you notice that?
Yeah, for sure. A sense of comfort. I felt more at home.
Yeah.
They paid me a nice contract for 5 years, and trust me, I wasn't particularly, I was definitely surprised, I should say, to be moved after a year, but it's part of the deal. I completely understand that. And like I said, look at the group of guys I was competing against at that time, guys that are on other teams now having success as well. So, yeah, I definitely felt comfortable. It was just hot as hell. Other than that, there was no complaints.
It's hot as fuck, isn't it?
Hey,
humid as shit.
What's it like the night you sign your contract? Like, are you fucking?
Oh yeah, baby.
Is there a party at
What'd
the Miller
you do,
house?
JT?
How do you
listen? It's not a party. It's like I got a group of like 6 guys, and we go get beers at the bar. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah. Well,
that's take care of your buddies.
Exactly.
Would you buy? Because you grew up, your dad's a fucking bricklayer, man. Like, you're like blue collar dude. Once you get that big contract, are you like? Did you like look at yourself in the mirror and smile like, goddamn right? No matter what happens, I'm still pretty much set to do kind of what I want to do. Even if I want to find a business or whatever, I'll have the money to be able to, try to succeed. So that's got to be a great feeling, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I think it was just like I talked about where it came from a little bit. Like I think it was more like it was like emotional, where it just felt good. I didn't feel like I was like balling or like I made it. It was just like where we came from to see, what could happen and how I could take care of my family. And like I said, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters to me. And I think that was pretty much just what was constantly going through my mind.
Well, so what'd you do with your family? Like, you pay some bills off? I know your mom and dad are probably blue collar. They're probably like, I don't want your money. I don't want. But are you like, no, I'm going to help you out. You're going to be okay. Like, that must have been a relief for them too, right?
Yeah, it was nice. Honestly, it's like everybody does really well. Like, we got such a good thing going. Like I said, my mom and dad are divorced, and it works out really nice for me. I got 2 sets of babysitters for the kids that are just fighting. I got really young parents too, so like they're just fighting over them. I don't know. It's like, listen, I try to take care of them anytime I get a chance, and I think they know that. But they're definitely not the type to ask for anything. I tell you that for free.
Yeah, that's man, good. And I hear that from players all the time. That's what you want.
That's what you want.
You had a great season a couple years ago, 99 points.
Woo!
Can we find like a play during the year? Does somebody screw you over on a secondary assist or something like?
I know.
That you could have gotten to 100. Like, when you look at 99, are you like, wow, man, that's a great year, or are you like, man, if I could have gotten one more point,
I had a point, somebody stole it.
Get to hundo, like.
Yeah.
But congrats, man. They had a hell of a season that year and last year too.
Well, yeah, a couple of things. Like, it really didn't bother me like at all. I just tell everybody it was a 100-point pace because I missed 2 games, and that's just my way of getting out of it. But I don't. To be honest, it's hard to enjoy. It's nice to have success for sure, because like I said, I grinded a lot in New York, and I thought I was a good player. And then you look at what guys can do around the league, I guess stat wise, and you're like, wow, how am I so far away from that? And then I guess there's some self-satisfaction for sure to see what I could do. But at the end of the day, we had 5 months of summer again. So it's like, I'm not trying to do the old, just, the cliche team first stuff, but it's the personal accolades only get you so far. So, honestly, there was no hard feelings about the 100-point thing. I definitely have taken you want to talk about family camaraderie, just bring that up, and it'll turn into a stand-up comedy session in my house. So,
So, hey, okay, so back to, the New York thing. I'm just curious. You're a young guy. Who in that locker room were you like, God, when you're first going in there, man, you're like, damn, this guy, fuck, he runs this town, man. Oh, I'm going to hang out with him. What's he doing tonight? Like, is there a veteran guy on that team that kind of knew the ropes, took the boys out, was kind of a wheel in town,
Yeah, a little bit. When I first got there, I hung out, I talked about this as well. Brian Boyle took me under his wing a little bit. I played with him and all 20-some games, I think, in my rookie season, because like I said, it was only a 48-game season. And Michael Delzato at that time, he was obviously running and gunning.
What was he fucking doing? No shirt on?
No, never. But they were always very inviting to me. Derek Brassard got there my second year. Derek Dorsek was there. I'm just talking about the guys that would, we kind of, I think at the time, we just had a pretty small crew. Like I said, I was just trying trying to hide at that point. Like, hey, can I come to the bar with you guys? But you know, I was playing on a team with. I mean, you look at the star power that the Rangers had over like a 4 or 5 year span, and you know, Gabrick was there, and Rick Nash was there. I mean, just to name a couple, and Hank and Brad Richards and Marty St. Louis. I mean, there's like the list just goes on and on. The guys that I got to watch practice every single day. I mean, there were so many other great players in between there, but I mean, Hall of Fame type players. So,
you hang out with Hank ever? Did you say Hank?
Yeah.
Can I come out with your handsome ass, and can you just show me around so I can see what you do?
See how you do your hair.
I just want to see how women look at you.
I was gonna say you don't hang out with good looking guys like that. If I were him, I'd be wanting to hang out with me.
Yeah, but he can only wheel one girl at a time. Then you get the rest, right? Like, you know, he's only one dude. He attracts them. You get the rest.
Yeah. Well, if it was that easy, but no, he's like a coolest cat in town. I mean, he wore a suit every day to practice. It was great.
He did to practice?
I felt it felt like he did. I'm sure it wasn't every day, but I feel like he had meetings for his brand and his company and his foundation, like after practice all the time. So he was definitely the best dressed guy I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's important.
Hey, when you're in Vancouver and the media is like so loud, and like your guys' season like last year, dude, it was like tough to even come up like on the keep up with it on the outside. I was like, what is going on there? There's like so much drama, one thing after the next. Were you just like, when they finally brought in Tocchet, were you like, okay, it's finally maybe like a relief, just turn the page and hopefully things just kind of get moving in the right direction? Like what was it like going through all that, man, just dealing with it on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I mean, I try my best to stay out of it. You know, I'm not on social or anything. I just have an Instagram. My wife has my Instagram account on her phone for charitable reasons. Like I don't even have the app on my phone. So like I try to stay off it. I'm not on Twitter or anything. I mean, it's impossible to completely get out of the way. I mean, especially out there I don't know. It just turns a little toxic, and it turned very just negative. And it felt like, I mean, everybody's looking for something to grab onto. I mean, you could write a book about last season. I mean, about everything from our start to, you know, Travis getting fired 2 years ago, I guess, to Bruce coming in, and then the whole shit show with Bruce at the end of his tenure. I don't even know what to say. It was just so bad, and it's just another season I want to just kind of erase. I mean, I'm glad that up until the point where everything just changed when Rick got there. So, I mean, up until then, I mean, it's amazing how things, I mean, you write one article and then all of a sudden the city believes one thing and then it becomes healthy again. So it's, I don't know. I'm definitely excited that we're kind of turn the page and move on and can put some things in the past. I mean, with the deadline and all the rumors about people getting traded, and it's just a shit show to say the least.
So, okay, when you have that much pressure from the media, has there been any time? And look, if I'm you, like I'm trying to get to know the media as much as I can, kind of somehow kiss their ass, although it's tough to do here and there. But has there been a time where somebody's just fucking writing stories about you or somebody else you're like, that's not fucking true, and like you had to go and talk to him, and like kind of like he has to like.
You have to address something you don't want to address.
You have to address something you don't want to address.
Because you were always involved in trade rumors, man. It's always about Pittsburgh, Montreal, all these, and it's like,
because they have to do their job.
It was never even going to happen, though. That had to be a little crazy.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple things on that. Like, they're rumors. So, like, I'm not the guy to get caught up in a rumor. Like, if it came from my agent or my general manager, then it's something. But typically, when that shit happens, the media, I mean, there's a couple of big names in the media that aren't in Vancouver, but like they typically can get onto that. So it's like, I don't get attached to that stuff. And to be honest, I have way too much pride to kiss their ass anyway. And I would tell them that to their face. So I don't know. I would rather actually stir the pot with some of them than have them say something nice about me to this point.
I was surprised.
Like
I was wondering what you're thinking, man, when Cam was like, yeah, I'd kiss their ass.
I did.
It's not all of them. I just can't stand some of them. And like, honestly, I think they know that I feel that way. So it's not really anything to hide.
All good, baby. Yeah. All good.
Because Vancouver's underrated. People always think Toronto is like the most difficult place to play in. Montreal, like, you think Vancouver's right there with those markets, don't you think?
Well, they're making a run for their money right now. That's for sure. I mean, I feel like it's been so much, you know, not a lot of playoff hockey in the last 10 years, right? So I think that there's a reason to be pissed if you're a fan, no question. I mean, they're loyal and they care and they have tons and tons of passion. You know, it reminds me of playing in New York, and it's like I said, I really wouldn't. I would rather have a fan that cared than didn't care. Yeah. I mean, honestly. I mean, I'm not saying I promote the jerseys and stuff on the ice. Like, I've spoke on behalf of that before, but it's like, I have a ton of passion myself. So, I mean, I would never fault somebody for yelling, go fuck yourself on the ice because you've been playing like shit. I would never, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times of the year where things become pressing and annoying, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I take the passion over anything because, and one day when we are, if it's this year or next or the year after, playing in the playoffs, and all of a sudden that passion is going to be helping us. So I kind of try to look at it that way.
Hey, but let me ask you this though, because and everyone knew Tocchet was coming in. Like, I mean, and we talked to Tocchet too. Like, he's been on here. Like, great dude, great guy. Everyone knew he was going there, including Bruce. Like, did you guys feel bad for Bruce, or were you just like waiting to just to turn the page so he could just move on and start moving in a different direction? Like, okay, well, when is this finally going to happen? Because they're like chanting his name. It was like the most bizarre situation you've ever seen. He's like crying on the bench, talking to the media. They're chanting his name, yet like Tocchet's in town waiting to take over. And I'm like, maybe it's not that negative, So I'm just curious, like how you were dealing with that in real time.
Listen, I think you guys know I can't speak on behalf of that to a certain extent.
It's all good, baby. All good.
But how can you not feel bad? I mean, Bruce is one of the best humans I've had, as a coach behind the bench my whole life. He's just a really great person, and I know that everybody and their mother would tell you guys the same thing. So, when you see somebody that you actually, you really care about, it sucks to see them go through that, and to see him emotional. And like I said, I can't get into too much, but to see him emotional sucked for everybody. So
he'll be okay. It's all
yeah,
good.
He'll be good. He'll be
fine.
good.
Yeah.
That's what makes him such a good person.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Hey, that's a great answer, though.
Yeah, man.
But listen, I watch you play, and I see like your offensive ability, your scoring ability, your production, and I feel like maybe people take your intensity, man, like in the wrong direction a little bit. It's like every little thing. It's and you talk to like other goalies, you talk to other players, like the situation with the back of the net when you slam your stick on the net. It's like, no, this is what's going on in that situation, But do you feel like you kind of have to like always defend yourself? Like, why is this becoming a story? Should it be a story?
Yeah, I mean, last year was a perfect season for a guy like me to be, played as the villain, right? Like there's. When a lot of, I obviously carry a lot of passion, and the only time that I really let, the thing I care about the most is, being there for my teammates. And when I feel like I'm not doing enough or feel like I'm not providing enough, who's the ones that you feel you let down are your teammates. So when that stuff comes out, it's all a reflection of that. And I understand that there's times and places where it's more appropriate than not. And like the whole goalie and the net thing, honestly, I didn't even think about it twice. And I spoke with the goalie coach and the head coach, and I apologized to
Delia.
Was it Delia in that? Yeah. Delia, right? And it was like I'm like Delia. I'm sorry if I made you look bad or anybody look bad, but I'm not trying to make anybody look bad. I was like, to be honest, I was a little more disappointed. We didn't have a plan. Like I had full possession behind the net, and we couldn't get our fucking guy on the ice. Like that's what I was pissed about. I don't look at it as I hate Colin Delia. Like I looked at it as like, can we get another guy on the ice because we have like 30 seconds left in the game?
JT, who gives a fuck?
Hey, I don't. And I told the media that the next day. I said, I'm trying to win the game.
Exactly.
And I'm like, when we got 5 instead of, like, I shouldn't have to explain myself, but like, I mean, you put it in a good spot. I feel like I'm constantly trying to explain myself. Listen, there's enough people that understand me that I get pretty good sleep at night. So
JT, listen, man, like, you know what I would care about if you didn't give a fuck? Sometimes you gotta yell at your goddamn teammates, dude.
Like get off the ice.
Get the fuck off the ice. I gotta take care of business, dude. Jeez Louise.
Honestly, he probably just saved me an end-to-end turnover right in the back of my net anyway. So
it's all good, man. I get you though. Man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I know. And even like you and Luke Shen are talking on, and Braden Shen plays here. He's like, listen, I don't think it was that big of a deal. Like, and people are making a big deal out of this. So
it's insane. And you know what's so funny is there's a video on it and. It says Luke Shen calling out JT Miller, and if you want to know the deal, I was motherfucking Luke we weren't communicating in our own end enough. That's all it was about. It's like I'm like, hey, we got to talk louder out here, and it was like we got absolutely waxed that whole period, and it was like JT calling him calling me out, and we were good 10 minutes later. Me and Luke talked. Not even we went in the locker room and we talked it out. I mean, it's just like I said, you're in the heat of the moment. People that carry a higher passionate level, and like nobody else, there's no two people that are the same. But once again, just another scenario where I'm explaining that I'm not that bad of a guy.
JT, I motherfuck Andy every goddamn day, dude. Trust me. All right.
Yeah, but he's probably not sensitive though.
What? Excuse me.
Attaboy, JT. Hey, but I will say, man, you guys, it's like a different ball game up there because, you know, if a guy turns the puck over, or he doesn't back check here, you know, or in Columbus or somewhere else, it's not being talked about on Hockey Night in Canada, you know? So does that play into your mind when you're playing, being like, listen, it's like the optics mean sometimes more than the reality of what people are seeing because it's going to be talked about on such a larger scale?
Yeah, that's been a hard one for me to juggle. Like last year was the first time I've ever felt in that position where I felt like the only thing that mattered was optics, and that's a sad place. I think. Like, trust me, there's 2 or 3. Honestly, I think there was 3 or 4 moments last year that I let, and I've said this same exact quote on somewhere else before, that kind of the media defined my season with a couple of those moments, and I think that that's just really sad. And I think that is there things I regret in the course of a game, 100%. But like I said, we were dealing with so much turmoil and so much BS outside of X's and O's in hockey that I was just trying to. I think I got outside of my lane and trying to help at everything, and I should have just been worried about playing hockey. And so when you see the video in Calgary and me not back checking, like that has nothing to do with that play. You know, that has everything to do with I felt exhausted. I just felt tired of emotionally and mentally and physically. And it's, you know, a guy like me that cares a lot about everything, I feel like it's also my Achilles heel. And I think those are like some prime examples of that exact thing.
Hey, what changed though when Tocchet took over for you personally? Because I think you had like 41 points in 35 games. You were a plus player, like +9, but the details were better. Like you're winning faceoffs, all of that. Like what changed for you?
Oh, my leash got a little smaller, and I told Rick to help me with that. I mean, I told him, I said, I feel like I got to prove something to you situation here. Like we had a direction. We had, you know, it was a different voice. It was fresh. And to be honest with you, I started playing well before Rick got there, and it just happened to be that when Rick came, it's because of him type of thing. And, you know, I think, you know, Rick and I have a good communication. We have a good relationship, and, you know, I don't think it matters who would have been there. No disrespect to Rick, but I just think a fresh start helped a lot of people. I mean, if you look around our roster, everybody looked good, not just me. And when the whole team's playing better and we're winning games, and I think we had a playoff record since Rick got there. Like, I mean, no shit, everybody's going to look good. You know what I mean?
Man, I've seen that over and over. I saw the Blues win the Cup when Craig Berube took over. Yeah. I saw Cassidy win the Cup last year taking over. Peter DeBoer was in Vegas. Then he goes to Dallas. They have a great year. Yep. You know, Jim Montgomery goes to Boston. All of a sudden they have you know, they lose in the playoffs, but they had a historic regular season. So there's something to be said for that, man. Like, I've asked a lot of coaches this. From a player's standpoint, does the message get stale after 3, 4, 5 years, and the players look forward to having a new voice coming in?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you have the right room, like I think we all understood, like in Vancouver, like the coach is fired, like in our eyes, because of us. You know what I mean? Like he gave us, everybody's got a good game plan. It's whether you do it or not. Like, and I think when a new guy comes in, it just kind of says like, hey, this is a kick in the ass for the players, not just the coaching staff. So I think that has a big part to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Who do you hang with on the team? Like, who's your buddies on the team?
I mean, our team has changed drastically over the last 4 years, but I guess, I mean, currently, Pearson and Myers and Demko, and I'm sure I'm missing. Hang with OEL a lot, Schenner. Like I said, guys, their team has changed so much. But Besser, you know, guys like that. Well, those are, you know, the golf group, the guys that maybe a beer or two on the road. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, we have a pretty tight group. You know, we try to include everybody in our dinners as much as we can. You know, you're not going to do a team dinner every single night in the road, but we try to do a lot together. You know, we had an awesome rookie party in Vegas out of Shadow last year, and it was, you know, actually won the game after rookie party, which was nice.
How'd that happen? So were you guys out late all night, and you're like, oh God, help, and you go through warm-ups and you do your shit, and you sweat it out a little bit. You sleep that 3 hours at that nap time before the game.
Oh, we had a day between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I don't think. Yeah. So we had a day. We had and it was an off. We actually beat Colorado in Colorado. Flew the next day with a complete day off. Did our thing all night. We set up Shadow Creek and did the whole thing, and then had a practice day the next day. So it's not like we didn't have to wake up and play. Obviously, I don't think we would have had many guys there. But
he bag you up? Did they bag you just to sweat it all out?
Honestly, it's a bag, but it's probably better for us. It's not bad. It was worth it. And then we actually played we won like 5-1 or something like that, or 6-1. We actually kicked their ass, which it just felt really good. It kind of trust me, it looks good. You want to talk about optics? when they know you're having a party and you win to both, against two of some of the best teams in the league back to back. That was just nice.
Cam thinks you're having the rookie party the night before the game.
No, I know. That was dumb on my part. No, that was dumb on my part. My bad on that. But so after that, were you like, okay, hey, we might need to have another party night. Is that okay? Can we have a day off? Hey, last time we fucking won,
Yeah. No, I think everybody was on board with taking some time off after that.
Oh, God.
Hey, I got to ask you a couple things. First off, you've got a lot of fights too, man.
Yeah, you do.
Like, is that a spur of the moment type situation? Are you feeling like sometimes you just got to have one? Like, how do you approach that part of the game?
I don't know if it's a lot, but I used to try to get one a year. I think that's a good number. I fought a good amount in junior, I guess. And this year, I think just a little more passion, a little more anger. And I feel like I typically play pretty well when I fight, and I think I know that. So I think I had like 4 this year, so I'm definitely not trying to do that again. But I think that there was clearly more times this year where I think that they were more necessary. There's a lot of BS going on, so I thought it's I don't know. We had some spirited games. We had some times where I thought myself and the team needed a kick in the butt. So I don't know. I don't mind it. I definitely know how tough everybody is. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I got to ask you, when Dustin Byfuglien cross-checked you in the back of the neck, he got like a 4-game suspension. I remember watching that, being like, damn, how many games is he going to get? I was surprised he only got 4 games, to be honest with you.
I think that they had 4 games left in the season, and they were going into the playoffs. So I don't know, but my gut feeling was they didn't want to suspend him into the playoffs.
Got it. Were you like, what just happened? Like, what did you do to him? Because like the camera doesn't really show what led to him cross-checking you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not bashing him, by the way. Like
no, I know. Of course not.
Passionate people. And the only difference is he's 300 pounds. Like, that's not, you know what I mean? It's not like if that was a regular size human, I don't think it would have crushed my Adam's apple into the ice. But it was, I don't know. I think I had buddies and family that were more pissed than I was. Like I don't know. I think he thought I slashed the goalie or what, but that was wild. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
big buff, man.
I saw that video this morning.
Was he one of the scarier guys to go against as far as defensemen and hitting is concerned? Big buff.
Yeah. He's not like, I don't think he wasn't really like really tough, right? He's just a big man. So like I wasn't really like scared, but at the same time, like he catches with your head down, he could really hurt you, and he's not even trying to really hit you either. He's just running into you. So that's it's I guess a little unsettling knowing that if he pinched you in a corner or something, you could. I mean, you've seen the highlight reel of the hits, I'm sure. So.
Who's that guy now?
Yeah,
I mean,
who is he?
You only see Trouba twice a year, though.
I mean, dude, it's so nice to see like Trubs. Like I've been playing with and against Trubs for a long time, and for him to not change with how much the hockey industry and game has changed with physicality and violence, if you will. It's so nice to see an old school player still running guys over every once in a while. Him in the playoffs this year, man, that was awesome to watch.
Hey, what was Tom Wilson like in junior? Didn't you play junior with him?
Oh, Willie,
he just
deal.
signed another big deal.
It's our boy.
Man, yeah, that's right. We, me and him and a guy named Mitchell Herb were line mates the entire year. I think I had like 7 fights, and I was less than doubled behind those 2.
Oh yeah, man.
Those guys were. I mean, I could just get away with murder playing with him and the other guy. It was awesome. But he's kind of changed the game from the power forward position. I mean, he's been the guy for. I mean, I don't know. I feel like for a while now, is when it comes to talent and hitting and fighting. I mean, he's probably. I mean, not a defenseman like the other guys, but I mean,
he'll catch you though, dude.
Well, he's just fast. So he can skate. I think that people don't. It might be underrated. I mean, he's just traveling at a higher speed than. I mean, maybe that's Zadorov. I mean, he's like I said, he's a D-man, so he's not really building up speed like he is.
No, and what's his name? Who was in Florida last year? Who just signed with
Anaheim?
Gudas, man. We had him on actually too.
Racco.
Yeah, he'll get you too, man. You just got to be whatever. I'm glad there's still some old school hitters, man, playing on the back end.
Sure.
Luke Shen, who you just played with, man. He's a guy.
I mean, Schenner just had. I mean, he's the most all time, right? Is that what, didn't that happen?
Yeah,
the most hits,
something like that.
I think last year he got most all time.
It is.
Or 2000 or something crazy.
When did they start that?
Because they didn't start it till like the mid to late 90s or something like that.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's forwards. I think it's defensemen because I think there's some forwards that have more than him.
Yeah.
But I think he's the most, man. He's crazy. When he knew he was getting close to, he was. it was funny because he's finishing everybody and just like 8 and 9 a night.
Hey, are you passionate about, like, I mean, I've seen you fight Matthew Tkachuk and like some of these young Americans that are coming up though. I mean, I'd love to see you guys play together.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean, how much would you love to see get an opportunity in your prime to play with Team USA, man, in a big time international tournament? I know you won the World Juniors back in the day, but in the big Olympic tournament, man, how much would you love that experience?
Oh, I mean, that's the. Other than a team game, like winning a Stanley Cup, I mean, the pinnacle, I guess, right? Like, it could be, like, I don't know. I'm not good. I don't know where I stand in that situation, but obviously that would be one of the greatest honors to represent your team at an Olympic level. So I'm sure I'll be way too old by the time that comes around, but hopefully not. And, I mean, I have a lot of respect for USA Hockey. They're a big reason of, where I think I've come in the hockey world and going back to the national team and World Juniors and all that.
So, okay, I know you golf. Which actually surprised me because you grew up in East Palestine. I'm like, damn, I didn't know how many golf courses were around. Your dad's a bricklayer, old school, like blue collar. Golf is not really in that category. But like, what do you like to do for fun? You made a lot of money. Do you have boats? Do you have a lake house? Like, what do you like to do?
I kind of grew up in a hunting family, and we've never really had our own property. Been hunting, and it's in southeast Ohio, kind of really hillbilly-ish farm towns.
Yeah.
And over the last, I think I bought my first property when I was last year of the Rangers, so 16, 17, 18 in there, somewhere in there. So I think I got about 100 acres in a couple different spots and a cabin and tractors and fields and trying to get into the farming thing a little bit for the deer hunting sake. And there's a lake up the road. We take the kids all the time, man. I mean, I honestly don't play that much golf anymore compared to other years, just because of how much I really love going down there to spend time. And we grew up in a situation where, man, if we could just own our own acreage kind of mentality, like, and now that you do, there's nothing like having a piece of ground that's your own and take friends out there and family, and man, we have a ride. It's awesome.
You got a bunch of acreage. You probably got a couple side-by-sides or something, cruise around the property, check out everything.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you hunting?
Well, we try to hunt whitetail. Like, I don't get to hunt anything because the season starts in late September and goes till January, early February. So I'm gone the whole time. My all-star breaks I spend back at camp with the guys and for 4 days, try to come home. So
what about okay, so you're a hunter. Like, what about like hunting bear? What about hunting exotic animals in like Africa and shit like that? Would you ever do that shit?
Nah, I don't think so. Honestly, I just don't really like the bear hunting.
I know.
They like, I'm not dissing on them. It's not really my style. I definitely will one day be going out west probably in the Rockies to hunt. I would love to go hunt elk and stuff like that. I mean, that would be like, and with like, we don't hunt with guns, so we hunt with bows for the most part. So to shoot it, I guess if I could shoot an elk with a bow, I mean that would be just
hard to kill an elk.
I was
with
talking
a bow.
to a friend of mine the other day, man. He goes up to Saskatchewan, and he hunts bears with a bow up there. And
that's very normal. That's very normal. I just think with the bear hunting, there's two ways, and you either got to tree them with dogs or shoot them over a big barrel of bait. And I'm not like a big. It's not my style. I'm not dissing on it at all.
Yeah.
But I like the sitting up in a tree stand and being patient type of thing, and putting in a food plot and watching your deer come in to eat over the food that you put in with your tractor or whatever. Like, that's more my style, but I don't know. I guess maybe one day shooting a grizzly bear with your bow would be probably like the pinnacle of bow hunting, but I don't know if I have the balls for that.
I don't know. They're a majestic animal. Listen, I almost kill 15 fucking deer every goddamn day driving to work. Like, they're abundant, they're overpopulated. It is what it is. You gotta kill a bunch off. But like the bear thing, it's when they put those traps up and they're just waiting, and the bear's like, I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden you fight. It's like it's not fair. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't get turned on by it at all. And where are you from again?
I'm from Eureka, Missouri, baby. I'm a hillbilly son of a bitch.
I was gonna say, like, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois. I think Ohio probably be right behind. Those are probably the biggest buck states in the country right there.
Oh, dude, and people drop off deer meat in my on my front porch all the time, and I don't even like it. I don't like venison. It tastes like shit to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. No, I'll do sausage.
Man, you don't know how to cook it.
No, well,
that's exactly right. Thank you.
I don't. No,
Thank you, JT.
It's bleeding all over my front porch, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And I put it in my fridge for 2 weeks and I throw it away. I'd rather just eat a steak, man. Like I don't know. Venison is great, but I want them to depopulate the population, of course, of deer because it's just crazy where we live.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those hot spots on the country for sure. People actually travel to go hunt deer there. So
yeah, hey, a couple more things, and we'll let you go.
Man,
man.
You've been great, by the way, JT.
What aren't you a big real estate guy? Like, do you invest in a lot of property? You flip properties, like, or am I getting bad information?
Bad info.
Fuck,
take
man.
that like an Andy.
Hey, that's why
he's a journalist too, JT. Just so you know.
That's why.
No, I don't flip anything now.
Well, they're putting wrong shit about you. You know,
Was that on Wikipedia?
They can't even get that right. Okay.
It was probably a Vancouver article.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't believe. See that there's an example right there. Don't believe everything you read. You know.
Well, yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I invest in a sense of I bought acreage. I don't know if that falls under the same category, but I'm certainly not looking to sell anything.
I get that. So, like, I know you're going to play for a long, long time, but like, is there anything when you do settle down at the end of your career, which is going to be a while from now, like, is it like, would you want to coach? Would you want to be a part of an organization, or do you want to sit on your acreage, blast a couple deer, do your fucking thing,
pick your feet up,
golf, and spend money and don't worry about anything?
Yeah.
Okay,
That all sounds great.
Hell yeah, JT.
I mean, I feel like I'm not saying I wouldn't coach it to some extent at some point, but I tell you what, if I can, be healthy enough to finish in this contract and have the length, I guess, of a career that I would have, I mean, I would be looking forward to, the things that I haven't got to do while I've been playing the most. That's for sure. Not getting like you just listed them all, man. I mean, my kids are, when I'm done, hopefully, barring I get to play like the rest of this, like my kids are going to be in, I guess going in like middle school. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and they're playing a ton of sports. I mean, they're only 5 and 4, but they're playing a bunch of sports. My little boy will be like 7, 8 years old when that happens. I mean, spending time with them, getting them out in the woods, getting them on the golf course. Like, I mean, that's, as you know, not just for myself. That's the stuff that you don't get to do all season. And, that'll be in the priority. Whatever happens after. Listen, I got a busy mind, so I'm not saying I'm going to sit my ass the rest of my life, but I guess for a little bit anyway.
Hey, last thing I do want to ask, like, a hockey question though. You got these, like, where's Vancouver at right now as a team? Like, you got these young studs. You got Quinn Hughes, you got Pettersson. Like, what do you think of those young guys, man? Just in terms of like their next step as players to help you guys get to that next level.
Yeah, they're a big part of it. We have, listen, I was going into, essentially a year left with, free agency and playing some good hockey. I thought, like, I didn't, there's a reason I went back there, and it's looking at the team we have. And, we've been quote unquote, I guess not in the playoffs for how long. It's like, I feel, we look at the core, like the guys you just listed, and then you have Demko and Net, and it's a lot of young, really good players that we've drafted highly over the last couple of years. And it's the new staff we have now. I mean, things are just changing and evolving. And I thought it would be, kind of dumb of me to want to go find something that I think is going to happen in a place I'm already at, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. I really do believe in it. I don't really, we went into it with a high expectation last year, and I think it got the best of my brain. And I'm trying not to do that. We have a better team than we do last year. And I think everybody's 1 year more mature and 1 year more of knowing what to expect, all the young guys. And it's going to be exciting. Like, I think we're going to surprise people. I'm not saying I'm not going to put a number or a whatever on it, a place on it, but like, it's, we're a hard team to play against. And I think that what we started to build last year with Rick, and I think it's really going to be really fun. And I'm just more motivated now than ever. And I think a lot of guys in that room would say the same thing.
I'm with you, man.
We're rooting for you, homeboy.
Hey, you look like a number 9, dude. That was my number growing up, JT,
Jesus,
just so
Andy.
you know. So, you carry it
forever.
very well.
Hey, no, change your number if it was Andy's. Trust me. We'll give you bad luck.
10 forever. Why can't you wear 10? Who's I should probably
10?
know those. Who's 10?
Bure.
Oh, Pavel.
Oh, they retired that son bitch. Yeah, they did. Damn right.
Man, I completely forgot when I got traded there. The guy called, Patty O'Neill called me, said, "Hey, what do you want to wear?" I said 10. He just laughed, and I'm like, "Man, pardon me, I don't know who is it again." He just said Pavel. I'm like, "Oh shit, I completely forgot."
Oh, you didn't know Pavel? He was my guy.
I know, but I forgot he was like 10 too, man.
Was 96 retired too?
No, I think isn't Kuzmenko wearing 96 right now?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I think he might be.
Cam doesn't know.
Pavel changed his number to 96.
He did.
Just so you know.
He did.
I'm just asking.
All right, good shit, man.
You're cool as shit, man. We're rooting for you, dude. We appreciate you coming on, man. Hey, keep that passion going. Keep that emotion. Don't worry about these fucking guys writing order. We don't give a listen. We'll stick up for you till the fucking cows come home. Just so you know.
Yeah, and keep leading that team, man.
Yeah,
You're doing good.
Listen, that means a lot to hear from you guys, and it's nice to sit back and actually talk about some real stuff. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
hey, anytime.
For sure, man. We'll see you during the season.
We'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
See you, buddy.
The Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
All right, that was JT Miller, baby. I'm making steaks tonight, by the way.
Oh, yeah, what kind? The non-meat kind?
Marble.
Marble steaks?
Well, they got a lot of marbling in them.
What kind of?
So listen, honest question. Ty was saying, can you make it without all the fat on there? Like, what do you do?
Well, you could trim the fat off the sides, but usually the butcher does that for you. But if you're worried about the marbling inside of the meat, you could just get a different cut of steak. If you get a ribeye, there's going to be a lot of marbling there. The more the marbling, the better and the more expensive it is.
Yeah.
So tell Ty.
So what does the marbling do to the steak?
I bet you Ty didn't
say that. Is that flavor? No,
yes.
He did say that.
I bet you he didn't.
Uh-huh.
I bet you said it. I bet you told Ty you don't want to eat the marbling in there because it's not healthy, which it's still fat, but he's a kid and he works out every damn day. He's skating 50 times a day. He's going to be okay.
I know. Is it not healthy to eat that part?
Well, it's fat, but,
Is that bad for your heart and shit?
Too much of anything's bad for your heart. Mm-hmm. Too much of anything's bad for you. But no, marbling, if you're going to eat a steak, like for me, I want that. Yeah. If you want to get more gamey and less fat, then you could go that route, but he's probably not going to like it.
So it's thawing out right now.
You fucking clown, man.
Why?
Why are you freezing everything? Why would you?
Because I wasn't going to cook it right away.
So when did you buy it?
A couple months ago.
Oh, okay. All right. But why buy it then and freeze it? Why don't you buy a steak and then cook it the next couple days?
I did.
That's what you
did with the other couple.
Okay. I'm just saying,
but this was
steaks,
left. We were going to make this one.
It's not that big of a deal, but if I'm going to cook a steak, I'm not going to buy it and freeze it unless you buy a cow and I live out in the middle of the woods.
What's the best way to cook it on the Traeger? Do you know?
The Traeger's
what temperature?
You're going to have to go low and slow. You're not going to get a sear or anything like that. It's just not the way I'd cook it.
Well, I can do it on the stove.
Do you have a Weber?
No.
If you do it on the stove, it's going to smell your house up too. It will.
What about if I bake it?
No, that's the same thing as a Traeger. Same fucking thing, dude. Okay, just so you know, you have smoked pellets and not just the oven,
not gas.
But you usually don't cook a steak on a Traeger, dude. That's a slow. It's quick. Depends on if you have a huge thick tomahawk, you're gonna have to reverse sear it and put it on there for 20 minutes and whatnot, and then sear it at the end.
I feel like it's gonna have to stay on there for at least a half hour.
How big is it? How thick is it?
Like pretty thick.
Like how thick?
I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, dude, if it's not that thick, I wouldn't. I'd put it. Do you have a charcoal grill?
No.
You don't even know how to use a charcoal.
I'm an ambassador for Traeger.
Traegers only do so much.
When you have a Traeger, you don't need anything else.
Why are you cooking steaks?
Because I'm an ambassador.
It's goofy.
And that's what we do.
Whatever, man. You can. It's just, I'll never come eat at your house, dude. You're the worst. It's a turnoff to listen to you talk about cooking food. You don't appreciate
I'm an
food.
amazing cook.
Listen, you don't eat anything. You're a fucking bird. You don't eat shit. How can I trust you to cook me anything when you don't eat anything?
Well, we're having you over for dinner. Actually, we talked about it last night.
Eat grass?
Laurie said, because my kids think you don't like kids, because you said that one time, but I told them.
In front of your kids?
I think you did, yeah.
Why would I say that?
But I think
Is that when he
I tell them that it's not true. But
I like your kids, for sure.
Would you be okay if they were there?
God, yeah.
Okay.
I'd be hanging out with them the whole time.
Because they're cool, man. They just like,
me and Ty are going to be in the basement shooting the shit, doing our thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go over there and hang out with the kids the whole time.
Okay.
Because I know your kids.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to a party and I want to get down with it, and there's kids running around everywhere, and I'm like, hey, let's go do things. Yeah. And everybody's like, hey, let's look at my kid first.
Are you going to not bring Kate? Are you going to be like, hey, I'm going over to Andy's?
No, because
you stay. I'm going to, and then you're going to have her pick you up later that night? Or
why would I bring Kate to my buddy's house when we're eating shrooms, listening to techno music, staring at the fucking stars? That was my jam. That's what I wanted to do, and I did it. And she got pissed, but it's okay, because sometimes I got to do what I want to do. But like going to your house is not like me by myself kind of ordeal. Like that's a Kate thing.
Okay.
You're not as cool as
It's
my
a
other
Kate.
buddy.
It's a Kate thing.
Yeah, that's a Kate trip, you know. But going down and doing what I
Cam
just
won't
did,
Uber 7 miles. He makes his wife come get him at noon or
fucking
midnight.
take an hour to get there.
Oh,
So
wouldn't.
Uber, we're way the fuck. Would you stop? Andy thinks everybody lives right next to each other. Andy thinks like everybody in St. Louis lives in Ladue and stuff. No, man, I'm way the fuck out there, dude. Ubers aren't that. They're not that abundant by any stretch of the imagination. I'm in Franklin fucking County.
There's Ubers everywhere, dude.
Dude, that would have took an hour to get to my. Fuck that. I don't need. Dude, Kate can pick me up. It's okay. Trust me. What do you think she's doing right now?
Probably
What do you think?
cleaning.
Hanging out the house. She's okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting her candle company going on.
Yeah.
She's doing her thing.
Yeah.
She knows I'm coming home. I sit there and I chill
Yeah.
with her all night.
Yeah.
And we do our thing.
Okay.
So I go, I'm hanging out. I'm going downtown. I'm doing no.
Looking for a Netflix show to watch tonight, Cam.
I don't know. I haven't looked at Netflix in weeks, man.
Or what do you watch?
I go
YouTube.
On YouTube. I look up. I look up so many things on YouTube. I look up documentaries on YouTube. I look up old murder mysteries on YouTube. I look at. There's so many different cool people, interesting.
What's your
people on
favorite
YouTube.
food? Favorite restaurant? Favorite food? Like, one that people have heard of.
I don't know. I like sushi.
Would you change your name legally to the name of the restaurant for free food for the rest of your life?
What a stupid ass question that is.
No, because
Fuck no.
Subway is doing this promotion right now where you can change your name legally to Subway.
No.
And then you get free Subways
Man, Subway's like $8
for life.
No, I'm not changing my name. You want me to change my name? It's gonna fuck us both up. Kidding me? Hey, how you doing there, sponsor? Hey, listen, it's me, Andy Strickland, and my buddy Subway. They're gonna be like, yeah, let me jump on board. Is his name Jared?
Oh my God! You can't say that after the show I
Fuck
watched.
that, Jared. Fucking weirdo. Jared and fucking Seth
Last
are
week I
banging each
come
other.
in telling Cam about this terrible documentary I watched, and he's eating a Subway.
Does that
Right
mean-
at the
does that
same
mean
time.
I did the same thing as Jared?
No, I'm just like,
Jesus
what are the chances?
I mean, pretty
Thank
good
God you
because everybody eats Subway.
Thank God you didn't bring that in today, dude. The whole building smelled like Subway last week.
Yeah.
Listen, we went long with the intro. Obviously, JT was great, all that, and so we're gonna
He
keep.
better be great.
We haven't even.
We got him in 20 minutes. He better be good. You better bring the heat. Sometimes these current guys, man, I get you, all y'all out there, man. It's cool to have some of these old school cats on that don't give a fuck, and they're like, bah, 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 bah. Some of the current guys are like, well, I'm gonna be a robot, you know. But I think JT's gonna be cool, so we'll see.
Well, I'm just gonna work out and.
What's your
routine?
what do you like in things? I don't know, nothing. Hockey. I just want to play hockey, man.
In video
I just want to play
games.
hockey.
In
Hockey.
in video
I know you
games.
play hockey, and I know you like it. Tell me more about you. Is there more to you than hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, no? Oh, okay. Okay. You're just hockey. You're a hockey guy. Okay, cool. Like this, I want your personality.
I'll give Mike Weber a shout out, by the way.
Yeah,
Blues'
dude.
new assistant coach, Windsor boy.
I play with him in Windsor.
His son is on Ty's team now.
Sweetest,
this year.
nicest, coolest guy, man. He was so sweet.
You played with him there?
Yes, he was a young kid. He was a rookie when I was.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I was really nice to him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice to that kid. I remember hanging out with him a little bit.
Really?
Mike Weber. Then I saw him playing against somebody who played for Buffalo and stuff like that. And I said, hey to him, he'll hit you.
Yeah.
Fuck, he rock guys, man. He fucked up Ryan Clough one time so bad.
Really?
Knocked that Chloe out. And then I had to drive Chloe home because he couldn't drive.
Puking?
Yep. I was on the bus and he's like, Cameron. I go, and I looked at him. His eyes were fucked up.
Hey, we had Ryan Clough on the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
He was awesome,
I know.
man.
That was Mike Weber that
He's
fucked him up.
a noof.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
So we'll give Mikey Weber a shout out.
Yeah, good for him, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otter's boy.
Yep.
DJ
Otter wasn't there, but yeah.
DJ Smith, all those guys, like the old school Windsor boy.
They're
They're
all
all
pretty
buddies,
cool, aren't
man.
they?
They're all
Windsor
buddies.
hey, you go play hockey in Windsor, man. Like, and you're a kid, like you're in your own
Do you
crazy bubble.
do you identify with Windsor or Guelph
both. Windsor drafted me, dude.
or St. Louis or New Jersey?
Windsor and Jersey more than anything.
Really?
God damn right.
Okay.
Why?
No, I'm glad that's a good answer. I'm glad you
Listen,
gave
I'm
an
here.
answer.
No, it's Windsor and fucking Jersey.
Yeah.
Windsor took a chance on me, drafted me, fucking brought me in, treated me like gold. I did whatever I wanted in that town. Now, granted, I busted my ass and I signed. I fucking brought the heat and I became really popular. And Jersey signed me and took care of me. They you know, like, and then the Blues grabbed me. So they're like, you know, don't get me wrong, everybody had a part in it, but they drafted me, man. I got to put them on top.
I got you, bro.
Although I won in Guelph too, but you know.
I
think we're doing a Marty St. Pierre called me.
Martin St. Pierre.
Yeah, great guy. I played with him in Guelph. And he heard that clip that Spittin' Chicklets did with Danny Girardi.
Yeah.
And so I think he's going to put together me, Girardi,
a podcast,
Callahan, and like do a big Zoom and do like a podcast together about that.
That'd be cool if you had another, especially if there's like another pandemic and like nobody's like seeing each other and stuff like that.
Why would you say that?
I'm just because that's when people were doing it.
Well, we're gonna do it now. You think I'm gonna fly to Windsor to do a podcast? No, I'm gonna do it over Zoom.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's hope
we're not all in St. Louis.
Let's hope we never have another pandemic.
No, it's gonna happen.
Of course,
again.
I know that.
They might shut down.
Oh, you think it's gonna happen again?
They might have lockdowns now. What they consider climate crisis.
Okay.
That's fucking scary.
You know the proper way to pronounce
crisis.
it is crises.
Imagine that. We have to save the environment. You're not allowed to leave your house. You're not allowed to drive your car. Nope. Don't put your fireplace on. Nope. Don't do any of that. Climate change. We have to protect.
I don't
house.
think that's gonna happen. Maybe with like vehicles and shit like that, like electric cars.
Maybe with vehicles. Is that not a problem? So Andy, if the climate people, a hierarchy say, you're not allowed to take your Volvo out today. You got to stay home, boy.
No, I think
would that not be a problem? I'm sorry.
They're saying like electric cars.
Oh yeah, go buy an electric car. They're cheap. Go ahead. Go ahead. We're not ready.
I'm not ready for that yet.
No one is.
But I'm close.
The country's not.
I know friends that drive.
We got resources here. You got to take advantage of our resources.
That drive
man.
electric cars.
Listen,
man.
you could take every SUV off the fucking market in the United States for 20 years, and it will not affect a damn thing.
Right.
India and China, dude, they have so much pollution going on. Unless you control them, then nothing's going to be affected, man.
I eat Indian food like it's going out of style.
I'll eat Thai food.
Yeah, but you don't do it very often, though, do you? Because I'll probably make you some Thai food.
I'll eat that, dude. 100%. Thai food, Vietnamese, anything.
Yeah.
I'll eat anything.
Yeah, me too. I'll eat first form bars and protein.
I like how you just. Why are you lying to the people? You'll eat anything?
No.
No, you won't.
No, I wouldn't. Like man-eater, I would not eat that.
No, you wouldn't. You're not eating meat.
No.
So no, like that's a big food group.
I eat seafood.
Okay.
Eat the hell out of some seafood.
No, you eat a lot, Andy. Never. I've seen you eat one time.
I haven't eaten yet today, so.
Andy and I, when we went to dinner that night, like I'm watching them. Kate and I are both watching them.
Why is Kate watching?
Because I've been talking about you not eating to her, and she's like, "I don't believe you." I'm like, "Watch." Andy was trying to eat this food, the most delicious food ever. Chrissy Ponoff, give you a little shout out, Alvin Oak. And I'm looking at him, and it's just a struggle. It's a struggle for him to put anything in his mouth. He's like barely touching it, but he'll eat that salad real quick, and then like everything else, he's like, he'll take a bite. He's like, he chews like for like 25 minutes because he just can't stand it. But he's doing it because I'm watching him. So he ate a couple things here and there. But it was a struggle for you, man.
Hey, just for the record,
was that a long night for you?
Nothing he just said is even close to being accurate.
Oh, fucking shit.
That's not accurate.
Your wife
statement.
was chirping you.
No, she
Your wife
wasn't.
grabbed a piece of fucking that tomahawk and goes, "Look, I'll eat it, Andy." And you're like, "Well, I can't do it." Okay. Your
Dude,
wife's crushing fucking
you already
tomahawk
said on the
steaks.
previz episode that I
Jesus
ate like a
bird,
motherfucker.
man. I used to get so annoyed with people that are so picky at restaurants when you're like young and like you hang out like some kids and like I can't eat. And like, fucking eat the damn thing. You know, like you have buddies over when you're young and my dad would cook food and they couldn't eat it and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, well you're starving then.
All right,
you know.
Well, I'm gonna have first form bars as soon as we're done here. Peanut butter lover,
That's
baby.
like the only thing you eat is first form stuff.
Well. That's the only thing you wear is first form stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, you know what?
Okay. You're damn right.
You know what?
The only thing I wear.
You know what happens when that's
You're
all
damn
you
right.
Hey, listen.
You're damn right.
It's not all I eat, but I eat a lot of first form, dude.
Yeah, you do.
And it's very good for
90% of the stuff you eat.
It's nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, you should have probably more things that, in your like repertoire to eat. But
nothing wrong with that. First Form or firstform.com. Use our link, Cam. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick, obviously. First Form Nick, give him a shout out.
Hey, Nicky boy. What's up, baby?
Dog? How's that doggy doing?
Cute.
We got to send him a dog present.
I know. Cute.
Yeah.
What a cute family they're going to have.
What'd they name it?
God, when Nick has kids, his lovely wife, man, they're going to be cute kids.
Watch out.
Damn good. Damn cute. They're a cool family.
First Form Nick. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link today. Check out the apparel. Check out everything. Of course, our friends over at Tesson Roofing, baby.
What's up? What's up, Big Brett?
Big Brett Tesson.
If I'm cruising around in warm-ups and juniors and I saw Brett with no Bucky on, I'd be like, I got to fight this son bitch. He looks like a killer.
Hey, ask about that Nano Shield. Protect your roof. Make your house cooler and give it that.
Save that money.
Yeah, save the money and give you that peace of mind to know that you can sleep, that your roof is in good hands. No matter what happens, the heat, the weather conditions, all of that. Ask about the Nano Shield. Go to Brett Tesson, or actually you can call it that, but go to TessonRoofing.com. TESSON roofing.com. TessonRoofing.com. He's the best in the business.
Best in the business.
Best
right
in
there,
the
baby.
business.
Yank.
Illinois Recovery Centers, Cam. 888-743-0971. There is a bed waiting for you. They are here to take care of you.
Comfy
The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand when someone is seeking help. If you need help, turn to the ones that are waiting to help you now. 888-743-0971. My DMs are open if you want to.
Mine too.
Reach
if
out.
you really want to have a conversation about addiction and all that kind of stuff, go ahead and text Andy.
Why are you trying to cut my grass?
Text Andy.
Trying to cut my grass.
He'll be like, what do you mean? Just stop it. Why don't you just quit doing it?
Hey,
you know your buddy's like, hold on, time out. I'm not done. You know your buddy's like, when you're hardcore, like you're like, man, I'm fucked. Well, just stop. How about you just quit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so easy. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You mean have a seizure while I'm driving?
Just stop?
Just stop.
Yeah.
Cam, just stop. What? Fuck. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. How did I not get this information earlier?
These people have been there. Chrissy and Eric, man, they know exactly what you're going through. Hey, talk to the ones that are just like you, man.
Yeah, they get it.
You know, you ever heard the term like he's one of us? Like this guy would be, you know, in your case, he'd be like one of us.
Well,
you know
why are they texting you then?
No, he would text me too because I can get them in touch.
How can you tell?
Because I am a people person. I can talk to people and make them feel good, and I will get them in touch with the right people.
15 painkillers a day. What should I do? My stomach's killing me. Am I going to be able to go to bed? What are you going to say to me?
Hey, I'm glad you reached out. And listen, man, I've got people who will help you, who can help you. Sparks&Sparks.com, Cam. Kids are trying out for teams right now. What's the best way to get cut?
Fall on your ass and run into the boards and take out your AC joint. Because fuckboy Seth sharpened your skates after masturbating in the bathroom.
Oh, my God. You don't have to take it
Well,
there.
he's a weirdo.
The best way to get cut
animals.
is to have Seth sharpen your skates. That's all you had to say.
He's just, God. And the parents are like, well, I didn't know Seth.
And what's the best way?
What do you mean, my lovely son? He's a good kid.
Yeah, he works at the hockey shop down the road.
He's killing cats in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but he works at the hockey shop down the road.
Yeah. And he's terrible. And he's weird.
But he never played hockey.
And he's weird.
We didn't know why he wanted to work at the hockey shop.
Taking credit card information, too.
All of a sudden, Seth
he's like
found a liking for hockey.
Like, where's my kid's skates at? Seth's like, I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's on eBay.
It's on eBay. Motherfucker. He's taking all the expensive sticks
I
and
know he
everything,
is.
too.
Yeah.
Stealing all the sticks and shit.
I know. There's people who do that shit, man.
Of course.
You don't find that when you have your own Sparks.
No.
You want to find the best way to make the team, you get a Sparks. SPARX. Sparks. Use the promo code Cam and Strick and do it today.
Damn right, baby.
At Bellman Automotive Cam, you get what?
No fucking swinging.
And what does that mean, real quick? What does that mean?
It means like a bunch of dipshits coming out when your wife's going up there to try to find a car and they're like, hey woman, hey, you need help, woman? I'm gonna help you anyway. Let me look at you real quick. Oh, you're Kane Jansen's wife? That motherfucker. He used to be a pussy back in high school.
Yeah, they'll buy your car right now, your used car. You'll get approved no matter what your credit situation is. They got the Buick GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, it's the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, all located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Say hi to Danny boy.
Hey, Danny.
And Dale.
Hi, Dale.
Kenny.
How are you?
Kenny.
Hi, Kenny. How are things going?
Bellman, baby.
Bellman, baby. Love all you guys.
Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, man.
You're an OG, Bellman.
Yeah.
So you know.
Hope you enjoyed this episode with JT.
Love you guys. Love all you
JT
guys.
Miller, man. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
find all of
everywhere.
us, baby.
Follow me.
Yeah.
My DMs are open everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can follow Cam.
Love
too.
you guys,
Follow
man.
the Cam and Strick podcast.
Love all
man.
y'all.
Appreciate all the support. Appreciate JT Miller
Yeah, baby.
on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast, baby.